All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Supermarket Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Hey, Carlos, I'm doing good. Had a good day yesterday. The markets actually gave us some good trading, at least by my trading standards. It's amazing how these days, as I say all the time, right? I love the days where almost nothing happens in the morning because it really gives the opportunity for stocks to move in a way that favors my trading strategies. So great day trading for me yesterday. Hoping to get another one today.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I prefer this a little bit more crazier, but I gotta say, Nvidia came through for us at the end there. I held on and was
Yeah.
able to get the move. Didn't get the entire move. You know, I partial a lot. Obviously, you guys know how I trade, but it was a rough start. It was not an easy one for me, but it did get better later in the day. And let's hope that continues today. Quick look at our gappers list. We're going to get to that data in just a second here. Tons of stuff in the green. A lot of positive news. I think Trump has just tweeted China and U.S. are being optimistic on their trade talks. So a lot of positive news. Tesla, Elon's stepping back down, not apologizing, saying he went too far, which is it's big for him to do that with his, the way he is. I don't want to call his big ego. I like Elon actually, but their egos can get in the way sometimes. And so a lot of positive stuff. It's good for the markets, good for us as traders. Peter, let's get to some numbers and see if that's looking good.
Yeah, well, a couple of elements of economic data this morning. We have the CPI data, basically the Consumer Price Index. Some different measures depending whether you want core or non-core. Bottom line, everything, the month-over-month stuff came in slightly lower than expected, although the year-over-year held its 2.4% increase. So all in all, nothing too impactful in that. I don't think the markets, nothing to react to because that's right on target. The U.S. budget is expected to come in at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Usually, like the market knows what to expect in that. It's already built in. And despite the attempt at cost cutting, the budget is still expected to be over by $310 billion for the month. So I expect that number to come in pretty close to that. So I think we're just going to be able to focus on whatever is moving. And like Carlos pointed out, we have a lot of stuff moving, both up and down. A lot of gappers today to look at. So we'll have to pick the best of the best, figure out what we want to focus on.
Yeah, absolutely, friends. Let's dive right into this gappers list and see what we got going on here. Good morning to all you guys on YouTube. Good morning also in our chat, friends. Welcome and happy Tuesday. All right, happy Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday already. Time is flying. Yeah. First one on deck is going to be KZIA. I don't think I ever seen this ticker before. KZIA, KZAI. Did I get that right? No, I had it right the first time. KZIA. So KZIA high flying this morning, up 76%, 6.6 million shares traded. Look at this beautiful active pre-market activity you're getting here. We're not beautiful, but very active pre-market activity in play this morning. A float on this one, I'm showing under a million. Peter, what's the news, if any?
This is a biotech, so as you can imagine, it's drug or treatment news. In this case, they have a drug that is supposed to be able to treat TNBC, triple negative breast cancer, and this is pre-trial data, but very positive, saying that it's having some very positive outcomes on the most aggressive treatment-resistant cancer subtypes. So they are literally curing cancer. So not unexpected then, I suppose, that they're moving up. Like you said, very low float, though. So this is definitely high risk if you want to try and take a flyer on it.
Yeah, high flying this morning. Be very, very careful. Again, the risk is very high. I'm going to put it here in my risky pile. It won't be on my secondary list. Just kind of want to see what happens here. It is up nicely. So we'll keep track of as we go through the intraday intraday trading today. Man, I am so stuck with this AI thing. Every time I keep writing AI, it's IA, which is that's not normal. You can't use IA anymore in anything. It's AI everything. But there it is,
AI
IA
everything.
on this thing. All right, so on to the next one here. OU. Let's go. OUST. OUST. So OUST Ouster Inc. is up 17% here this morning. We have about 1.8 million shares traded. Pre-market got some activity, but pretty quiet right now. The range on this thing also, be very very careful. High as 21, low as 16, just in the pre-market, so it can move very well. Float is about 51 million, so not lowish, but not one that you want to take your eyes off the ball here. Peter, what's the latest and greatest?
This is a company I've never heard of, Ouster, but they're moving up this morning on news that the Pentagon has approved for the Department of Defense. Sorry, I have a weird alarm. Why did I have an alarm? Anyways, anyways, they approved their OS1 digital lidar sensor for your use in unmanned aerial systems. So basically, they got a defense contract. Why they're jumping?
Okay. All right, there you go. Defense contracts are good. You're gonna get paid, hopefully. And yeah, they're up here again. I just don't know how weird this is going to be. It's not gonna fit my criteria or style of trade, so I'm gonna keep it off my list. But again, it's up pretty nice here. Well, the next one I would like to see here, QUBT, right? And we do have a couple of quantum tickers. Just gonna show you here on our gappers list, brought to you by TradingTerminal.com. And if you can see on here, you see QUBT. Is QSG? Because I know there's some new ones that we ran into that we did not really see. I'm not sure what that is, but we do have QBTS here as well. IonQ, Rigetti. I mean, wow, they're all on deck this morning. What is QSC? Is that quantum related?
Well, they're fake quantum. I don't know. They're Quanta Sing is the name of the group, but it doesn't seem to be anything related to quantum computing. They're an education and training company out of China. Quanta
Smart,
Sing.
man. Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, it's the way to
they,
go. Quantum,
they had
AI, everything. So
I don't know.
yeah.
They had earnings. It's another one. Is we see a bunch of these education stocks out of China. I mean, we don't have education companies like they seem to have in China in North America. I'm really surprised that so many of them are publicly traded, but I can't say I've ever bothered to look at them. I don't think they give good intraday trading opportunities.
Yeah, what's the big one we see all the time? EDU. I think EDU is
Yeah,
one that's
that's one of them.
always popping up here. And again, just don't get the volume. Very horrible intraday trading after the market opens. So we just avoid those. So, all right, so we know that's not quantum, but if we do look at quantum, let's focus on QUBT and some other ones on here. So here's QUBT trading very nice, up 12%, 3.3 million shares traded. Before we start going through all these, Peter, is there any quantum news or what's going on?
I haven't actually seen any quantum news. I mean, again, these things like to surge. When the market moves, they tend to move more, right? We've noticed that if the market moves down, they tend to get outsized moves down. In the last couple of days, we've seen the market recovering, right? So with that little bit of recovery, and I mean, it's not massive, but it just pushes us that much closer to these all-time highs, which seems to get people even more excited about quantum. It's nothing specific to any company. That being said, well, I mean, IBM. I'm surprised. Is IBM on our list? I don't see it here. Where is IBM?
I do not see it. Let's see. Maybe it's not hit our numbers
No,
yet.
no.
IBM.
But IBM is at an all-time high because they announced yesterday, not today, but yesterday, they had announced that they see what they're calling a viable path to a breakthrough in quantum computing by the end of the decade. So I'm saying there's a lot of things going on in that statement. So end of the decade. So we're still 5 years away, but they haven't got a breakthrough yet, but they see the potential for a breakthrough. So nothing's actually happened. But for IBM to make that statement, which is normally pretty conservative in their technological announcements, is actually a boost for the entire sector. So I don't see anything specific on QUBT or QMCO or Rigetti or IonQ or any of those others. But the fact that IBM is saying, you know what, this looks real. I think we're going to have something, big in the next 5 years seems to be floating the whole sector a little bit more, in addition to the markets moving higher.
Yeah, it's the real deal. I mean, you're seeing big companies start to spend big dollars on this
Hmm.
data centers next to these energy plants. So this is the future, man. It's happening. You know what I saw yesterday? Was yes? No, I finished it yesterday because I watch movies like in three pieces now because of the kids. Right? I could watch like I can't sit down and watch a 2 hour and
Right.
a half movie at night. No, I watch an hour. I watch 30 minutes the next day, and then I might finish the rest later. But Mission Impossible like seven. They have like so many now. So in seven, I think it has two parts. So the first one,
Yeah.
and it's all about AI taking over and having its own like mindset and making decisions and controlling things and generating voice, all this AI stuff. It's just kind of scary, man, if you look at it. So I definitely enjoy that, and this is happening. Like this is gonna be the case in a couple of years where you can't tell what's real from what's not, and that's what the movie was kind of about, right? How powerful it is. So, but yeah, man, and Tom Cruise is just a beast. I mean, in the next one, this part two, which I haven't seen yet, he looks young. I confused because he looks younger than the one I just saw, and that one happened just this year. I'm like, this guy is aging like a robot, man. So shout out to him for that. But yeah, IBM usually doesn't trade very well, so it won't be
So,
on my list. But yeah, Peter, go ahead. Yeah, add on to this. Add on to this AI stuff.
well, yeah, Chip. I haven't seen this quote, but I'll take Chip M at his word here. That apparently Jensen Huang, who's the CEO of Nvidia, must have been on a speaking tour, because I saw some other quotes he made in the last 48 hours on AI, and AI, going to increase tenfold. So to what you were just talking about, he apparently, according to Chip here, he said that quantum computing is reaching an inflection point, and that we are within reach of solving real world problems with quantum computers. So everybody's got this like, we're almost there, we're close, we're so look,
Who's
AI, we've
lobbying
seen
and
this.
getting paid, Peter? Who's lobbying and getting paid? Because Jensen just
I
slapped them like a couple of weeks ago. So
Well, it was a few months ago, but
yeah, a
yeah,
few months.
look,
Yeah,
I think that he's noticed now that there's been such a media interest, right? And media interest creates stock appreciation interest, which gets that he just has to make comments and he'll benefit, even if his comments are only vaguely supportive. So I love the fact that we are guys. This is exactly the hype cycle we see on these types of sectors, right? When everybody says it's almost there, it's coming, we're close, it's going to happen, this is when you get the biggest opportunity for movement, right? And stock appreciation. When it's actually here, that's usually when things start to falter, because then everybody expects outcomes and results, right? What are you going to do with it? How are you going to deliver it? And rarely do these things actually live up to the promise, especially when they're first released, right? They're probably going to be buggy, they'll be problematic. The first couple of issues won't, they'll do very specific tasks. They won't be the all-seeing, all-knowing quantum, solutions that people are, of course, dreaming about. I think now is when quantum is probably going to be in its power, and it could last. This could last a couple of years, right? Who knows? Because everybody is saying that it's close, but not quite here, right? So again, it's usually the when it's not quite here when we have the best opportunity. So yeah, quantum's sort of fun to watch right now, and definitely a place where we can play in. I'm not sure that I'd be recommending that it's not one of those. It's not a Warren Buffett type stock, right? Where you're going to take any one of these, put it in a portfolio, and come back in 10 years. I think you'd have to keep an eye on it every few months and just make sure that because like we're saying, positive comments now. All you need is one quantum explosion, and suddenly everybody's going negative on the
next
industry,
to
right?
a nuclear plant, and we'll see what what,
Well,
what happens.
it's sort of like we had all this hype with the drones, right? Drone companies have been going up the last few days, and they announced some contracts with drones that are supposed to be put in place for the Olympics in the next couple of years. Like, it only takes one high profile drone crash, right, where somebody gets hurt, and the whole
We'll
industry goes
set
back
it
on its
back for
heels.
years. Oh yeah, we'll set it so
Yeah,
back. Yep, yep.
right.
That's
So
so true,
anyways,
man.
just
Yep,
we just need to be aware of all this, right?
yep, yep. I agree. Flying drones over people is usually not a great idea, but we'll get to the point where it becomes really stable, and I think it'll be able to happen. I think we've done it before on the Super Bowl. I forgot what a big event they had the drone flying over and had the like American flag, and it was changing different to different things. That was pretty cool. It could have been the Super Bowl or something years back. But yeah, QUBTS, I like it here, guys. I'm gonna put it on my list. The guy from Brazil over on YouTube says he's already done for the day trading this stock pre-market. I'm telling
Oh.
him, I'm giving him crap. I'm telling him that's not fair. You can't make money before us here. But QUBT is gonna be on deck, so we'll put that on there. And you got plenty here, guys. Ion Q, we have Rigetti, Spaghetti, our good buddy, which usually not my go-to. Like Ion Q, I think sometimes trades better than Rigetti now, right? So Ion Q kind of stepping up here and doing pretty good. So I like this one instead. I'm going to look at QUBT and I'm going to look at Ion Q. It's a little bit higher price, which I tend to like, but there's plenty on here. You could go to QBTS. I mean, you name it, they're all on deck this morning. Going back to our gappers list and picking off some other names, we have one Chinese ticker here. I see Billy. So Billy, we used to trade this quite a bit in the past, not as much anymore. If I could type Billy correctly here. So Billy, right now we are up 9.3, as you can see here, 926,000 shares traded. Pre-market activity, not giving you a whole lot, but a nice gap up though. This is a very good gap up for them, and they're breaking out of an area of resistance. I know Chinese tickers were actually, a lot of them down a couple of days ago, and I think that was because of they didn't believe what some of the stuff that was coming out as far as the talks. They didn't believe it was going as well as the U.S. was saying over in China, right? So we had a little bit of a gap down there, but for the most part, I'm not seeing anything. Peter, anything you like on these, on Billy?
I mean, Billy specifically has news that they increased their estimates for the year, their earnings estimates for the year. So that's why they're getting a little bit of a boost today over and above any of the other Chinese stocks. Because the rest of them, I mean, they're up, but they're up less than 1% compared to the 9% we're seeing in Billy right now. So yeah, it's because of that news.
Yeah. All right. There we go. I just don't. I love the gap up. I really do. I just don't think they're going to trade that well. And today, there's so much stuff, guys, we have to look at that I want to have on my list that are going to trade very well. Look at Tesla. It's going to be front and center. AI, obviously, we have here, and some other ones that I know can trade very well. And then on the gap down, Peter, you mentioned some good ones there too, possibly. So, yeah, Billy won't be on the list. But jumping around here, we talked about quantum. We talked about QSG. What is TLN? Let's look at that one, and then we'll hop even lower to make sure we cover this list here. TLN this morning, Talent Energy Corp, up 7.7, 357,000 shares traded. This is not my typical stock, so yeah, it looks to be in play today, but it won't be on my list, Peter. It looks a little messy for me.
Yeah, we've got a couple of nuclear pieces of news. So, Talon Energy is one of these sort of, I don't know what to call them, micro nuclear companies, right? That are trying to do sort of different nuclear technologies. But they have a partnership with Amazon. And apparently, have expanded that agreement to provide carbon free energy from their Susquehanna nuclear power plant for Amazon Web Services. And we were talking about this just yesterday, Carlos, how some of these big data centers, right, are sort of locating themselves right beside nuclear facilities to take advantage of the power. And Amazon is, I don't know if they're relocating, but they're certainly, signing energy deals with those that can provide them nuclear energy. There's also news if you like, you like this sector. Oklo, I noticed, was on our list, and Oklo has news where they are. I want to say they won a contract, but they haven't really. They've got a notice of intent to award, a NOITA. There's an acronym for everything. Anyways, the Defense Logistics Agency, on behalf of the Department of the Air Force, have issued this contract, or this notice of contract intent, to Oklo to build an advanced nuclear technology services at their Alaska Air Force Base, the Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska. So looks like they might try and power that with some or all nuclear. So yeah, we're getting some actual deals here where they're getting the opportunity to build real sort of examples, I guess, of their technology. Remember, Oklo was the one that was trying to build these they're not portable, but they're smaller nuclear facilities that, like in their press releases and information, they've always got this fancy building. They've revived it for this deal here. Here's the picture of what their nuclear plant is supposed to look like.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
Um,
remember this.
right?
Looks like
Like
a looks
it
like a
looks like
church.
some, yeah, a church or some fancy house or something. Like it's not what you typically expect of a nuclear plant. And I'm sure, and that's purposely done, right? I mean, they're building it to look less threatening, and like, oh yeah, you can have that in the community, and you won't die. But because I mean that's always a public fear.
Right,
Nuclear is,
right.
I need to say in a momentary of defense, nuclear is actually one of the safest energy sources in the planet. Less people die from nuclear energy provision than almost any other energy source. But
Yes.
it's frightening because when it goes wrong, it goes really wrong, right? So the accidents are very few and far between. It's sort of like why we're so afraid of like airplane crashes, right?
I
Like
was thinking the
when an
same thing.
airplane,
Airplanes, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
right? Like, because like car accidents, we all know more people get killed in car accidents every year, but that's usually like only a couple of people. When an airplane crashes, everybody dies, or often that's what happens.
Except Tom
I think
Cruise.
that's
Except
why,
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise
except Tom
survives.
Cruise, he'll be fine. But yeah, nuclear is one of those that's a little scarier because yeah, when it goes wrong, it could take out big swaths of territory and lots of people. But anyways, we'll see what happens with these deals. But we're starting to hear about a few more of them, and yeah, there's probably going to be more announcements in the next few months, I would anticipate. So another sector too that's hot, that's worth watching. Oh, pun not intended. Anyway.
Love it, love it. Yeah, I gotta start watching this ticker. I had one of our mentees from the boot camp. I'm just erasing his name here. I will show you his trade here in a second. So here it is. He's trading with us here. Pedro, good guy. We just erased his last name here, which I think I can share. This once you upload it in my system, it's definitely not yours only. I think I can use it. So, anyways, he took a beautiful trade here. I mean, let me zoom in a little more. He took a great trade on Oklo, got in short, and rode it all the way down to about 53.74. Right, so just an amazing trade, which is this level here. You can't see the rest of it. It's this level here. He got out at 53.766 actually. So amazing trading. Is trading very well, and I think this is probably the second time he takes Oklo. So I gotta start watching this trade. It does trade well, and we might actually see something out of this one. So Peter, I'll add it to the list. I know people like this one. They always are mentioning it. They always are calling it out. I'm gonna add it to my main list today, and then we'll see where we go from there. Heading back to our list here, friends. We cover quite a bit. I do see NVTS, which typically does not trade very well. So I'm not going to NVTS. Am I writing this wrong?
No.
MT, MVT. Right.
NVTS. Yeah, you got
MVTS.
the
Oh, there we go. I
letters
got it
backwards.
backwards.
There you go.
So MVTS has been in play quite a bit over the last couple of days. If you look at it here, it's moving higher today, up 3.7. I'm just not sure about the intraday, and let me show you what I'm talking about. I mean, look at this is yesterday, right? So maybe yesterday was not the best day, but this to me seems very difficult to trade for the way
Right.
I trade, for my style. So I'm gonna avoid it. I know it's on the list. We talked about it before. It's been in play for some time. The day looks great, but once you start looking at the intraday action for the way I trade, it just doesn't cut it for me here. Peter, anything you want to talk on that one or move forward?
No, I mean, not much to say. It was moving yesterday. It's possibly is moving again today. I think we're at all-time highs here on it, which is, makes it Oh, not quite. Sorry, it was actually higher back in 2023, but and way back in 21 as well. But like you said, hard to trade. So I think there's better targets.
Yeah, I agreed. CoreWeave also on here, my friends, and this is one that again constantly in play. Let's see what it's doing today. Let's let's just finds a way to move higher and higher. So here we are now. It's trying to make its way up to its, I think this is all-time highs, right? Because it's recent IPO, I believe. Let's look at it. Yeah, with recent IPO. So it's trying to get to its all-time highs, which is literally like a week ago. So it's not that far off. And yeah, just doing its thing here. Up 3.1, 713,000 shares traded. Very, very risky stock. Like you really have to watch the number of shares on this thing. You're gonna make your money on the move, not in how many shares you take here. So on the trade I literally took 100 shares. 100 shares because it can move that much and it can be very volatile, right? So be very, very careful. Peter, nothing new here. Usual
No,
stuff. Yeah.
usual.
So
Yeah.
I'll have this on my risky pile. I won't tie up my secondary list, but it will be on my risky pile in case we get something out of it. All right, let's get to some good stuff. I see Tesla on here, so let's talk about Tesla, Peter. So much going on. Every day I wake up in the morning, it's all Tesla, 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 Elon, on my news feed. What do we have going on today?
Yeah, look, I mean, like I think you said right at the beginning there, Musk, look, I mean, they're not done. They're not done their war of words, I don't think. But they sort of, Musk was admitting that he said, I regret some of my posts about President Trump last week, and said he went too far. So a little bit of contrition there. So which is good for shareholders and good for the stock. Amazing resilience, really, out of Tesla. I mean, obviously, I had the big drop when things went crazy late last week. Thursday, especially, was really the big day. And then this week, we've seen some pretty impressive recovery, actually. So, if we open where we are right now, we'll have filled that gap entirely. And, maybe Tesla can, sort of shrug this off like it has so many other crazy things in the past, and the stock can move a little higher. Now, we have to keep in mind they're still not out of the woods in terms of their sales. Right, the numbers are down. The anticipated quarterly numbers that are supposed to be coming out in the next week or so are not expected to be good. So that is likely to be problematic. And I haven't heard anything about this Robotaxi launch, which is supposed to happen tomorrow in Austin. I don't know if anybody's in the Austin area. Are they lining
I
up? Are
thought
they?
I thought I saw June 22nd now, this morning. But
Oh,
again, don't
is
don't
it?
call me.
Oh,
Yeah, and I think one of the
oh,
comments
you're
from
right.
Elon, he was saying that they're being overly cautious with safety, and I'm like, okay. When I read that, I thought about you. I'm like, Peter would be very happy to hear that they're very overly cautious with safety.
You-
I hope so.
You're right. I'm just looking at an article right now that I hadn't seen. So you're right. So they've moved the date. It's now pushed back by another week to June the 22nd. So there you go. Now look, it doesn't matter. We're so used to Elon moving dates. I think the market's largely immune to that. So it's not unexpected, right? Whether it's for
Yeah.
safety reasons. For me, Elon saying it's for safety is about the same reason why the airlines will never give me a refund when they delay a flight, because it's always for safety, and then as soon as it's a safety reason, they never have to pay you. So that's just what they claim. So it's a good out. It's always a good excuse. So in
Yeah.
any event, yeah, so like that's something that's coming up that could either be a huge benefit if it goes really well, or could be a problem for the stock if it doesn't. So the fact that it's pushed out another week gives another week for the stock to sort of move happily on its own without that. That being said, I've seen there's other stocks that have benefited from what's now being called the Trump Musk bromance, and the breakdown of that. I noticed Rocket Lab was on our list, RKLB, and that's one that it could potentially benefit if Trump does go ahead and or the U.S. government does maybe expand their partnerships to avoid single-threaded risk with all Elon rockets. If he wants to take his rocket and go home, then Rocket Labs could pick up some slack. So it's so they might benefit, but Rocket Lab is usually a lower volume offering to trade. It's actually got decent volume this morning, and volume's been up over the last couple of months, but it's not one of the best traders. So, anyways, but Tesla is. So yeah, Tesla. I mean, it's staying on the list. You just never know what it's going to
Yeah.
do. There's too many
Yeah. Yeah.
fans out there. It's so resilient. And
Yeah.
yesterday was another, like we said, another just good movement day.
Yeah, yeah, it's an awesome, awesome day. Jason in chat is saying Robotaxi is operational in LA, but not Tesla those, right? I think those are the Waymo taxi cabs,
Yeah, those
right?
are the Waymo ones that they were setting on fire in LA. So yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it. Speaking of setting stuff on fire, Peter, somehow I got this yesterday here, and it was
Okay.
nice. Like I'm not subscribed to New York Times, But this
Okay.
newspaper landed on my sidewalk for some reason, you know, and I was like, oh, maybe it's a promotional thing. And man, it was nice taking it out of the bag and actually getting a newspaper, and it's the
Reading the
smell of it.
newspaper.
I haven't read a newspaper in years. I used to be subscribed to something like this, even Wall Street. Wall Street would come on Sunday mornings or something. And dude, this is nice. I might consider this. So I think this is one of my neighbors. So if you're watching, I'm sorry that they delivered to the wrong house. I already opened it and used it
Take your
because
paper.
if it was a promotional, they'll have like a trial package for me to sign up on. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, they were talking about Waymo. They stopped the vehicles in California because of the riots and people setting them on fire. Which is again, riots like this. People are so uneducated when it comes to these riots. Like, who are you hurting? You know, this is your city. You're going to increase your own taxes. You're destroying your own services. Like, you think you're hurting Trump by doing this? It's like, where's the math? Like, oh, some brain cells got burned there with some really good weed. But I just don't understand. But yeah,
I have to admit, I don't get the New York Times, but I don't get a newspaper, but I steal my neighbor's newspaper because I use them for my garden waste and that. But I do play the New York Times app with their games. Anybody play the games? You know, you
oh,
gotta play Wordle and stuff and
I,
spelling bee. You know, Wordle. Everybody likes
I,
playing Wordle. Who doesn't like
oh,
playing
look at
Wordle?
that.
Anyway.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Um, All right, friends. Yeah, let's so Tesla's on the list for sure, and let me add that on here as well. So right now I got QUBT, IonQ, Oklo, and Tesla. Yeah, I'll update the banner in just a second here. I've been too busy chatting with you guys on YouTube and not adding my banner. So I'll add that up in a second here. Uh, Before we do that though, let's look at our gap up and see anything else, Peter. I think we cover quite a bit that I like this morning. I got four on here that I like a lot. Anything else you like here on the gap up?
Gap up. Let's see. Sorry, I was reacting to Jennifer. She was making fun of my 1 day streak on Wordle. For the record, it's because I keep forgetting to play. But I just want you to know I feel like I have to defend myself now.
Okay, now
So
Peter's got to
apparently
show some numbers.
in the app I have played 431 times with a 98% win rate. So there you go. So
Oh,
it's
oh.
so okay. All right.
There you
So I'm doing
go.
okay. Don't be
Don't
mindful.
go there. Don't go there.
Anyways, yeah.
Gotta love this
Anyways,
stuff.
all
Peter,
right.
what you
Gapping up.
like?
Look, most things are gapping up. Interesting and Magnificent Seven. We got a couple that are down. Microsoft, Netflix, and Amazon are all gapping down, but marginally. Amazon is barely red. My best trade yesterday was in Apple. I People are asking me why was Apple on your list, and I'm like, you know what? Because I watch it every day, and you just never know when it's going to move. And yesterday, that was my best trade. So, yeah, good move on Apple. And Apple can move some days, and other days it's horrible. You look at the daily, you wouldn't think there was much to watch there, but you just never know. So, in any event, Carlos, I think that I'm just going to watch the usuals today. I like the semiconductor sector for the most part. It's pretty much all gapping up. I had some pretty ugly price action on Nvidia and AMD
Yeah,
yesterday. The
yeah.
Nvidia especially was just atrocious.
It was
Yeah,
so bad.
exactly. That
Hmm.
Look at that. That was like really tough, really
Yeah.
tough. And
It made
then
you wait all day to actually give you a move, right? Over here on around
yeah.
2 o'clock, actually did something, but it made you wait. It was just not great.
AMD was a little better, but it was still not that easy. It just moved up and down a little more aggressively, so a little longer wavy moves. But at any event, yeah, I think you can pretty much watch any of the big stocks, and you'll probably be doing okay today.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I will, as bad as Nvidia was, I still will add it to the list on here. But I'm going to do secondary today because it didn't treat me well yesterday. It gave me a hard time. Eventually gave it up, but it gave us a hard time. So Nvidia on the secondary list for today, just in case I see something else that we like on the gap down list, which we'll look at now, brought to you by tradingterminal.com, friends. And if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We really appreciate it. Our goal is 400. We get to 400, I'll stop asking. We won't ask anymore. We'll just have a great show and we'll just keep rolling. So 400, the request stopped. So help us get there. All right. So on the gap down side of things, I do have a couple of names that I'm not too familiar with. So we'll just run through these and maybe the top five or so. And then Peter will go to you to see what you like more than anything on here. AMSC is the first one on deck. So if we look at this one, we are down 17%. So taking a bit of a hit here. And it just looks messy, man. This is garbage. Given everything else that we have that's so great, we're not going to spend on time on this, Peter. Anything even worth talking about?
I mean, it's gapping down to this price because they've announced the issuance of a secondary offering, 4.1 million shares at $28 a share, and look at where the price is, right? And we see this so many times. So, yeah, it's not quite a low float, but it's close. So it's not worth trading. If you want semis, we just talked about a couple.
Yeah, yeah. So nothing to see there. GTLB is the next one on deck, friends, and this is gapping down this morning 13%. What is JitLab? I lost my name thing here. But yeah, it's down. Also, another one doesn't trade very well. Intraday looks messy. Yeah, I don't like it. So, Peter, I won't be watching this one. Do you like this?
No, I don't like it. They had earnings after the close yesterday. They actually beat their numbers, but their forecast is not what the analysts were expecting, so they're gapping down. Not something I watch really.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to the next one here, and on the gap down list. And let me see, it will be MP. MP, what do we have? As far as MP, just fell off here. So the active pre-market down 7.3, 440,000 shares traded. Daily looks a little bit messy, very, very choppy, back and forth here. So I'm not inclined to put this one on my list. The float on it is not low. It's 119 million. So a little bit on the higher side. It's just taking a bit of a bloodbath in the pre-market this morning. Peter, what's driving that?
I think they this is MP Materials, which is a mining related company, and they seem to be moving or at least have some attention because of the U.S. China trade talks. If you remember, one of the big topics in those trade talks were the rare earth metals, of which a big, most of them, a large percentage of the global supply comes out of China, and they were restricting that supply into North America. So it was important to get that reopened. There's going to be some of these mining companies that are going to be fluctuating as a result of that, but it doesn't make them any easier to trade. You probably know by now, we generally avoid the miners because they don't get that consistent volume. They don't trade well.
Yeah, they're so bad. They're so bad. So we usually keep away from them. You're right. All right. Aside from that, Peter, I don't see anything else. GameStop is on here. I know. Did they have earnings last
Yeah.
night?
Yes,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
did.
Let's go through
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to mention them. GameStop had earnings, not another bad quarter for them. They didn't hit their targets. They were actually silent on whether they were buying more Bitcoin. If you remember, like someone, they said, "What do we do with this money that we've got? We've got money. We don't actually want to make more stores. We don't invest in our core business. So let's buy Bitcoin. Why not? Right? All the kids are doing it. So that's what their board decided to do. Oh, and gave themselves bigger bonuses, of course. But other than that, they've been pretty quiet. They did say they've seen increased pressure from online sales. Well, Carlos, we've been talking about this, as have so many others. Like, no duh. We all know who goes and buys a physical game anymore, right? I
Right.
mean, if
Right.
you're buying a game, you just go online. I mean, I guess some people are enough that they can keep their stores running, but yeah, it's got to be it's a tough business model and
Yeah.
getting tougher every day.
I see. I'm just online here. I'm trying to see. Do they have a digital store? And they actually do. So they have a digital
They
store
do.
where I guess you can download
Yeah.
things. But I don't think they. It doesn't look great, and they should have spent more time on it. Should have spent a lot more time on this thing, making it better. So yeah, that's not doing well for them here. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's not good. All right. Okay, friends, that is all I really like, Peter. What do you like from the gap down that we haven't covered yet?
I was looking through this gap down list. I mean, there's not much. There's a bunch of things that we've seen occasionally on here. Some more miners like Cleveland Cliffs CLF. I noticed is on there. Chewy, they had earnings this morning. I see it's on the gap down list. So there's another one that came out early this morning. They actually beat their numbers in the quarter, but we're hesitant to provide forward-looking guidance. So that's got them gapping lower, despite, like I said, the good quarterly earnings. Um, I again, Chewy and Woof, right? They're the two I like because I like the names. I just wish they traded better. They'd be more fun if they traded a little more actively, but unfortunately they don't. So other than that, no, nothing else. Netflix, is the only, it is gapping down. $1,200. The stock price is pretty much right at $1,200. A couple of days ago, late last week is when it hit. It's Friday, I think it hit the all-time high, and then it sold off the last couple of days. I'm not sure what to do with Netflix up here at these levels. It's harder to trade because of the price as well, right? So, most of
Yep.
us don't trade $1,200 stocks just because you can't get as many shares. And this one is gappy too. The spread can be big. It's not like yesterday was actually a great move off the open if you wanted to take it short, but it's like I said, because of the price, it doesn't get the same volume, which always makes it. I don't know. It just makes it tougher.
It
So.
does because we're so used to looking at price action that has a lot of volume, and it's kind of easier to
Mhm.
identify the patterns. So just because yesterday did well, this is normally not the way Netflix trades, right? But again, when you have so little volume, look at this. This 5 minute candle, their beginning 5 minute candle is 60,000 shares traded, right? We're used to seeing so much higher. So again, such low volume, very difficult to trade. And then we got the spread. That's why you have the price bouncing around a little bit. Again, it's just not easy to trade. Um, all right, and that's usually what happens with these higher price stocks. Friends, let's go over to variabletraders.com where you can always see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. We're going to hop on over to our webinars tab. And when you come in here, you can see what is in action for today, this beautiful Wednesday.
And it is. It's hump day. It's middle of the week, which means that we're going to talk about psychology today in our various webinars and sessions. We've got two midday, as we often do, at 11 and noon. Today it's Avi and Dr. Vanessa Charlin. Both are active traders. Both will talk to you about their trade strategies, do live trading with you, and talk the psychology that underlies it. Then tonight we've got our series on mental resilience. Wesley Altman is going to be back at 8 p.m. These are all, by the way, for our elite members in the webinar room. And he's going to talk about how you can go beyond willpower and discipline to create strong mental resilience. So it could be another good session there from Wesley. We look forward to that at, again, 8 p.m. this evening. If you want to join us in the chat room, we have not only those live webinars, but we record all of them. They go into a library that you can access at any time. We've got thousands of recordings in there that you can take advantage of, learning in so many areas. It's well worth joining, if not for the live chat room and all that you get from that, but then for all the webinars that we provide, both live and recorded. You can join it using an intro offer or the Elite Annual. Take a look at the details, though, as to what you get access to, because with the intro, for example, that's chat room focused. You will not get access to all of the webinars and courses, but you will on the Elite packages. So take a look through there and pick the one that's best for you, and hopefully we'll see you in the chat room sometime soon. variabletraders.com, place to go for that. Carlos, well, let's set some levels. I see our moderators are starting to get their lists in. Once Carlos is done with the levels, I'll let you know what our mods are watching, because they're watching stuff like QUBT, which, Carlos, it's not waiting for you. I know you wanted it to wait for the open, but it's
Is it
all right.
gone? I haven't looked at it since we've been
Well, it's not.
chat.
It's not
Oh,
gone, but
it's not
it's
gone.
going.
It's going.
It's
It's
going.
definitely going. Oh
Yeah, it's
man,
got
look
one
at
foot out the
this.
door, so it's.
Yeah. So nice, so nice. It's gonna be a great day, guys. I feel it. We have a lot that looks pretty good here this morning, and we'll see. Some of the stuff that's quiet might still become alive, like an Nvidia and some other semis. We might see some action there too. All right, very short list right now: QBT, IonQ, Oklo, and Tesla at the moment. We'll add some more as we keep moving forward here. But again, I think these are the ones that have a lot going on today. Let's start with QUBT, as Peter mentioned here, just hitting a new pre-market high at 1739. So we'll slam a level there, and then towards the bottom we do have the low of the pre-market just above the previous day close at 1558. So we'll put another one there as well. If we look to the left, we do have the highs and lows from yesterday. We're still trading within this range. We're trying to break out this high from yesterday, which is right here, just a little bit higher than that 1738 that we have in our pre-market high. Towards the bottom, again, plenty of levels down here. You don't have anything. Have we been up here before? Have we been? Well, yes, we had, because we had this huge
Oh
spike
yeah.
in December into January. So right over here, we're going to get some levels. Look at that 1738. I got a great question from the mentees. Yes, I'll do this very quickly. They were asking me, why am I marking down these levels? So one of the mentees was asking, why am I marking down the daily levels, and what is it going to be useful for? And it's information, right? These levels are giving you information that other people might be using that you can use as well, and can be very helpful. Clearly, this pre-market high and the high from yesterday is not just random. There's obviously on the daily, there's been a lot of support, resistance, days slamming into this price action, just continuously flirting with the 1721. So you're seeing all that action there, right? When we get to that price now, we haven't been here in a while. We are going to see some hesitation, some resistance as well, right at that price action. This is why we mark those levels, right? And the stronger the price action is, the more it's been getting hit, right? The stronger that level is going to be. So we always try to look for things where we have a lot of touches in that area. Those are going to be stronger levels, opposed to just one area where it's just one date, right? Or one indicator is not going to be, it's not going to be great. So 1976, we have a good one there. We also have a 2170, and then all the way up here we have 2716. So yeah, I think we're pretty set on that one. Let's see where this thing goes. It's moving pretty nice right now as it's making new highs. IonQ is next. Quantum is hot this morning. There's a lot of quantum tickers in play, and high of the pre-market at the moment 42.43, excuse me, and the low of the pre-market down at 40.16. So we'll put those two there, and once you do that, you are set with the highs and lows. If you look at the daily, again, area of resistance here in the last couple of days. Same thing over here. We've seen a lot of support in this area. That's kind of close where your low of the pre-market is, and you're looking to hopefully break out of the last 2 trading days high here. To the top, in case we do push higher, 45.77. It's a good level, not a great level. Like this here is an amazing level. This is a very, very strong level of 48.17. You can see every time we got up here, we had a lot of resistance, could not manage to break out and slam back down. Here you got a couple of days you want to mark down 45.77, just in case we do get there. But we got some levels to get through first before we head in that area. But IonQ, good volume this morning, up 6.2. Oklo just stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, so you don't really have to do much. I'm just going to add the high of the pre-market 54.12, the low 52.06, and once you do that, you're set. I mean, you're just smack in the middle, really, of the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. Outside from that, you can see the range, which has kind of been stuck in for the last 3 weeks, looks like. Let's see if we can break out of that. But right now we have plenty of levels. We don't need to add anything to this one. Here's Tesla towards the bottom, just leaving levels behind as it climbs higher and higher, man. Up 2.8 here, 10 million. That's right, 10 million shares traded. So that's pretty good here, as he's looking to ease off the gas pedal when it comes to his posts against Trump's. Tesla's doing some stuff. Robotaxi is doing some stuff. So this could be good for him. If he plays nice, and is a little more cautious, his stock could do very well. I think his mouth gets him in trouble, man. Can you imagine his
You
PR? I
think?
mean, he doesn't have a PR person. That's the problem. But if he did, they couldn't be able to sleep. They'll have nightmares of Elon grabbing a mic or grabbing a post or tweet. 336.44 is the high of the pre-market. 344.49 is the next level I see. Great level there. Above that, 355, and then 367. We might not see that today, but this stock is on fire right now. The last couple of days doing really good. A lot of positive news around it. Towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, doing an amazing job. Rhinos, that's good. If you had a PR person, she'll be pregnant. Oh yeah, everything this guy touches gets
Oh my goodness. Wow.
immediately pregnant. I mean, yeah, it's what it is. All right, and Nvidia on the secondary list, all set there, but we are all set with levels. Yeah, we're going south today. It's not even Friday. It's only Wednesday.
Yeah, let's
We're going
careful.
south
We're gonna get in trouble here. Get
very,
canceled.
very quickly. Peter, what is our team watching?
All right, our team's getting their list in, and Lenny's in first as usual with AMD, Micron, Nvidia, so heavy on the semis, Tesla, and QUBT. Thor watching the futures as always, and keeping an eye also on Apple and PLTR. Jared's going to be watching Tesla, GTLB, GME, Chewy, CRWV, CRCL, that recent IPO, and NMAX. He's also adding QUBT onto his list. Brendan's going to be watching RGTI, Tesla, AMD, and NVIDIA. I've got Tesla, NVIDIA, PLTR, Apple, QUBT, and OKLO on my list. I got 2 potential IPOs to let you know about. Brian is going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, PLTR, and Uber as he trades live with you this morning. And Phil is going to be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, and RGTI. We don't have Andrew's list yet, but I'm sure it's coming. And or do we? No, not yet. Not posted there yet, but he'll get it up there as he goes to trade live with you guys in the next couple of minutes. Yeah, Carlos, I'm feeling good on today too. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
warranted or not. I'm usually, it actually nowadays makes me nervous if I feel too good early, because
Yes.
then I tend to get like overexcited and I make foolish trades. So we're gonna have to keep each other, we'll be our
Yeah.
accountability partners together
I,
today here, so that we keep ourselves
I
in check.
agree.
Whatever you guys do out there, right? Stay calm, right? Don't force any trades. It's the same rules as always. It's so easy sometimes to just get real, and especially if you get really excited, if you think it's going to be a great day, and then the first trade or two are losers, what can
Oof.
happen, right? That's usually when you just go off the rails the most, because it's that high to low, it's such a big differential that you just start taking any trade to try and get it back, and it usually makes the problem worse. So
Yeah.
whatever you
Yeah.
do, trade smart, and we'll all come out of this feeling that we did a good job of managing our day and our emotions. So all right,
Yeah. Yeah.
should be a good one,
Abs-
I hope.
Absolutely, man.
Like a,
Looking forward to it. I'm excited as well. But yeah, we have to keep ourselves in check here, not too trigger happy as we jump into this opening day. New to the channel, do we trade options? Welcome to the channel, by the way. We do not trade options. Me and Peter do not specifically, but there are some other
yeah.
traders in our chat
Oh yeah,
and moderators that do trade options, and they're very good at it. They're
absolutely.
very good. So check out the chat, check out the bearwoodtraders.com website, and check out those guys. They're awesome. All right, we are set, friends. About 8 minutes or less to the market open. I'm gonna change my title. I'm gonna put Quantum is on fire on YouTube, because Quantum is on fire, and we'll see if how that goes. So there we go. We put that there. I see Brian is connected. Good morning, Brian. We'll disconnect from chat. Take care, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you guys in a bit. All right.
All right.
Second. Sorry.
Oh, I got to do the old switcheroo. Switch over my
Yep.
platform. Get ready for live trading here. Open live trading. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Did you disappear, Carlos?
No,
Can't
I'm
hear you.
here. I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Thought you were
Yep.
talking.
I was. Realized I was on mute. I'm so used to after I finished talking, I hit the mute button, and
I should
forgot to
say,
unmute it.
I mean, we lost the chat room now, but happy
Yeah.
birthday to my youngest, my daughter. It's her birthday today, so
Oh, happy birthday to her, man. That's nice.
unbelievably, my youngest is now closer to 30 than she is to 20. I'm sure she doesn't want to be reminded of that, but turns 26 today.
Yeah. Oh, it's baby. Baby in our eyes, man. 26. But yeah, it's goes fast, man. Goes fast. My brother has a newborn. He's gonna, well, not a newborn anymore. He's gonna turn 1 in this weekend coming up. So I was carrying him. He's the smallest baby in the family now. I was carrying him over the weekend. I'm like, man, enjoy this. This is so light, man. Enjoy this, because it goes fast and they get heavy very quickly.
It does.
Oh, it was beautiful, man. It's a beautiful thing. Let's see here. Okay, we got Peter on both cameras. All right, friends, let's do this. Let's do this. Make this happen.
All right, let's do this.
Yep. Do you?
QBT
How do you trade
up here.
QBT with the giant spikes? I'd be scared of getting whipped out. Yeah, we gotta wait for our setup, right? So even though these giant spikes are
Mhm.
happening now in the pre-market, we gotta wait for our setup to show up, um, and and just not get overly excited to chase anything. So we'll be patient. We'll wait for our setup. You set the market open, you can get the madness that happens. Got to be careful then. I usually, as you guys know, wait 3 minutes before I trade. Peter can find some opportunities right at the market open. Usually able to find like a rising devil or something to go short on. I'll wait a little bit longer, but aside how spiky it is and how crazy it is, just wait for your setup. That's the biggest thing. Like, don't don't chase the action. You have to have a setup. If you don't have a strategy, you're losing. You're losing 100%. So you have to have a strategy, and the strategy will tell you when to get in, when not to get in, what to look for, and stuff like that, right? So that is one of the most important things is have that strategy.
All
Yeah,
right.
how are we doing on the
Oh,
likes?
you know what I hadn't done until right now?
Was that?
Just what you were talking about.
Yeah, I did it. I did it earlier today. Somebody's gonna ask me if I did it, but I
Okay.
actually did hit the like earlier today. Peter,
Okay.
shame. Do we have the
Well, I
shame
just
bell? Let's
did
get the
myself.
shame.
No,
Shame bell,
I did
Peter.
it. I reminded myself, but
Okay,
a little
okay.
late this morning. A
Nice,
little late.
nice.
Got to hit that button.
Absolutely. No POTR. Oh, T Man, you are the man for bringing that up. Of course. How can we not look at POTR? Completely forgot about it. Yes, I will add POTR. It's a good buddy of ours. Trades very well.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, I didn't see nobody else in the chat room. Andrew had it. Okay, see, Andrew's the only one that has it in our moderators list, I think. So I hadn't seen his
Mhm.
list. Yeah, I would if he would have once I would have saw his watch list. He just posted it a few ago. I would have picked that up too. But
Yeah.
thank you, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Andrew's watching Tesla, PLTR, Nvidia, and RGTI this morning.
Yeah. Oh,
So
Anna from Cali. Good morning, man. I hope you are well. Is it as bad as we're seeing? I mean, there's a picture in here in New York Times where it's like 5 police cars being burned at the same time. I'm like, how is this? How
well,
is this?
was that near the bridge overpass? Because there was an overpass that had a whole bunch of cop
Well,
cars that like they were
the
throwing rocks down on, and
yeah, the
yeah,
overpass is
that's
this
stuff.
one here, right? And
Yeah.
and they're just burning whatever. But there's another picture I saw where they're actually it's like 5 white cars in a row. They look like highway patrol or ice cars. I don't know, but it's just out of control, man. To do that makes no
Yeah.
sense. So
The only
hopefully,
thing about newsprint,
yeah,
I agree. I like the newspaper. It's fun sometimes, to have the newspaper. Just look at your fingers, though. You get that newsprint on your
yeah,
fingers.
you
It's
do.
dirty.
You do get the little thing. I had it
That's
yesterday when I was messing with it a little bit more. This I don't remember
yeah.
it being. I remember being a worse. So I'm not sure, but I remember it being a worse. I don't think nothing has changed, but it used to be a lot worse
Well,
than I'm
I'm
getting
sure
right
the
now.
technology's gotten better.
Yeah.
Better inks or something. All
Love the
right.
smell of
Uh,
libraries. Yes, paper and books.
oh yeah.
Ambio and
I like the
his
smell of
little.
a nice old book when you open it
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
I
I
like it.
get it. I get it.
I went
Um,
to a used bookstore the other day, and that was pretty awesome.
nice,
Just
man. Nice, nice,
but
nice.
but it can go bad too. Like you get old books that are musty. Like
Yeah, you
there's
don't
a
want
line.
musty
If you
and
cross that line, it's yeah,
yeah, it's a
that's
line
bad.
between, you know, good old and like okay, throw that out old, or at least,
That's right.
you gotta.
That's right.
It's gotta be nice. It's gotta be nice. All right, friends. What is what is turned on here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Listen
good.
to Andrew, waiting to see what
Okay.
he's going to trade. It's my 1 minute alarm. 1 minute to the
All
market
right.
open. Carlos, we got to keep ourselves
Let's keep
calm.
it keep each other in line, man. Cause I'm trigger happy.
Yeah,
I feel this coffee must be extra
me
strong today.
too.
and I'm just ready
I'm
to hit the
I'm
button,
like
man. And
ready to
oh,
jump into anything, and that's always, I know now that that's a warning sign. Before I would just get all excited and I would start
yeah,
jumping into things.
yeah.
Now I know. All right, when I feel
We'll,
this
we'll
way,
leave that.
it's
We'll leave that for Amanda. It's
yeah,
Amanda in chat. Amanda takes like 15 trays a day. We'll leave that for her. 15 trays like in the first hour. So, but she does
yeah.
well. She does well. That's her thing. All right, let's get to it.
Gary's a very active trader.
Yeah, Gary's very active too in our chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's rock and roll. Here it is. Ding, 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 ding. All right, let's see what the action is.
Yep.
You know, we started talking about it, but we didn't really get to it. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. I was gonna check if we got derailed so fast. If we did hit our 400 400 go 306. That is awesome, guys. Great job. 306 is good for right now. That is perfect. Just 100 away from our goal. Really appreciate it. With 1,000 people watching. Thanks, man. We're honored to start your market open with us. So that's beautiful. POTR taking off here, up 1.6 now, 2.4 million. POTR is gonna be the one today. Um, probably gonna hate. I'm probably gonna hate this rule of waiting 3 minutes today, but we have to follow it. Oh yeah, POTR. My goodness, is Andrew in? Andrew, Andrew's in. He's not watching it yet. Okay,
No, no,
is
he's
he
not
in?
in anything. He's
No,
watching
no.
Nvidia.
Andrew said yesterday, and I believe this 100%. He will make so much money. He does a lot of money now, but if he doesn't trade the first 5 minutes, his win rate will be like 80%. I'm serious. If he doesn't trade the first 5 minutes, he will be 80% win rate or higher. Because the first couple of trades, they're tough, and then he does well. He does really well right after.
Yeah,
But it's hard. It's hard to wait 5 minutes, man. It really. That's why I have it only wait
yeah.
3 minutes.
He, he for years and years, right? He has the rule, and then he slowly, gradually, like forgets his rule, and he starts trading earlier and earlier, and then he
It's
tries to
hard, man.
re-implement the rule, and
It's
like
hard.
it's same thing all the
It's hard.
time.
It's hard. No question. IonQ doing some stuff. QUBT. See, like this trade here, he would have taken this right here. 1 minute ORB. That would have been his trade, partial all the way to 1760. That's his trade. He would have taken that. So yeah, I get it. It's hard. As we're watching QUBT, minute 2 in play. Peter, anything you like for a short of the open here?
Nvidia is looking weak here with some downside volume, but I don't want to be too ambitious, like we said.
Yeah, yeah. Nvidia looks good. I like this one for a short too.
Uh-oh. Andrew's going long in Nvidia.
Oh, he likes it up.
I
He
don't
likes it
know. I'm
above.
thinking short. I might have done what I said I wasn't going to do, Carlos.
Did you take a trade?
I've gone short Nvidia here.
Okay, okay. All right,
I'm
let's
trading.
see.
Well, Andrew's trading against me, taking a partial. I'm
He's
now
trading
nervous
against
about it. I'm
you.
going to move my stop to break even, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I'm right and Andrew's wrong. Here we go.
Look at
Here
that
we go.
breakdown.
Come on. Back.
Uh,
Okay, let's go down to yesterday's close.
this is a great setup. Great
Uh,
setup. POTR friends. 5 minute RB breakup on this one. Oh man, we're only in minute 3.5 for a 5 minute ORB. Well, I might take this off just off a VWAP breakout. VWAP bounce. I don't want to wait 2 minutes for the 5 minute ORB. There might not be there by the time we uh we wait 2 extra minutes. Let's see. Right, just 1 minute now. So here's the pullback. You got a couple of pullbacks here. It looks very strong above the VWAP. Here's minute 4. We'd love to see a pullback here. I don't want it to happen is to take off right now, right? To wait until minute 5, so then we have that 5 minute RB play intact here. How's Nvidia doing, Peter?
It's just sitting here. Sorry, I'm waiting. I'm hoping it's going to get back to previous day close, which would be 143.96. So that's what I'm looking for my next
Yep.
partial. I can. Oh, I haven't. Hold on. Sharing the
Okay, here it
screen.
is. PLTR, I
I
like
gotta
it for a 5 minute
stop
ORB.
sharing. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Oh man, you're doing good, Peter. Let's go. You can
So
look at Peter's
here's
trade here.
here's the trade.
Oh, hold on, I'll bring it up right now. Gotta
So
find there it is. There you go.
oh, there you go.
All
I'm
right.
gonna take a partial here just in case. Move my stop
Yep.
back to break even. So there you go. So you guys could see I got in just as it was breaking down through VWAP. Went
Zoom in a
short,
little more, Peter,
two
so we can see.
partials.
Zoom in on the chart a little bit more. There you go. Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, yeah, that's good.
Oh,
Let me see
sorry.
there. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we see the triangles. Yep. Nice, nice, nice. Good
So
job, man.
here we can.
Awesome trade.
We got to make these. Make my
Uh,
triangles bigger so you can see them.
yeah, they're very small.
There you go. How's that?
Yep, much better. I'm looking up your TR, Ali. Yeah, I'm looking at it, but it's going the wrong way. It's not. I'm not in it, but it's not going in my favor. So again, glad I waited for the 5 minutes and wait for the confirmation. It is not doing great right now. So let's see. Let's see what we got going on here. Hanson, you're done. Awesome, man. NVTS. We'll take a look at that in a second. Tesla. Oklo, a little bit messy. Ion Q was a
Here we
very
go.
short. UBT, what a garbage truck. UBT is brutal. Nothing to see there. All right, PLTR. Let's see what we can get out of PLTR. So we're back above the VWAP. 5 minute ORB looks good. So this could be nice if we can get above the VWAP. I like the 5 minute right here. So we're staying above the VWAP, but on the 5 minute, this is the range I'm looking to break out of. But I do want to see strength in here, like strength in the 1 minute. I want to see strength in here before we go long. Like we got to regain the VWAP, or else it can go against us here.
Wow, Apple had a good run up right after that opening candle.
Um, duh, 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 duh. Let's see here. Struggling. See, why don't we use Interactive Brokers TWS for trading? It's a good and it's real. What you mean is real? It's
It's
I know it's
real.
not fake. We have TWS.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're good.
You mean their platform versus a DOS? If that's
Yeah.
what you mean.
Why?
Just because the ability to set stops and levels, the functionality of the DOS platform is much more than what you get for TWS. I just
Yeah.
prefer using it. You there's no reason why you can't use the native. Like you get an interactive
No,
brokers
use it.
account in
Yep.
theory, you can trade right through their platform, but I'm willing to pay extra for the DOS platform because of the functionality that it gives me.
Yeah, and it wasn't easy paying that 150 when I first started out, especially when you're not making money. No, yeah, I
Yeah,
was like 150, like come
it's true.
on, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
and I came from a platform that did not charge. But once you use it and you understand the way it works and how easy, clear things are, it's hard to day trade with. Like even Thinkorswim, I can't day trade with Thinkorswim. I love Thinkorswim for
Right.
swing trading. I can't day trade with it. I got to look at this in my DAS white, charts and the setup and the hotkeys. It's just I'm definitely messed up. If DAS were ever to close doors, I would have a problem adjusting to other things because I'm so comfortable with this platform. It's crazy. So, but I get it. When you're starting out, you want to save capital and use capital for trading. So I get it. I get why not use TWS, which is an award-winning platform. And I'm getting ready to go long on PLTR, but I want to
Oh,
see.
you're gonna do it, eh?
I
PLTR
I
seems a little sketchy, Carlos,
I
but I
don't
mean, it could
know.
work.
It could
It could
work.
work.
I want to see.
It
I want to
looks
see it
okay.
close above the VWAP, and then I want to see a confirmation going higher. Then I'm going long. But yeah,
All
that's
right.
what I want to see that close, and then the next candle hopefully to open with strength heading towards the
Well,
high. Then I'll go long. The 5 minute looks great. It's the 1 minute that's the problem. Like there's a great bias coming in, but the 1 minute is not. It's not looking nice.
all right.
So.
I'm still waiting on Nvidia. It did spike, red for a moment, but it's holding here just above VWAP, which means this thing could very easily just stop me out. The VWAP is now just a couple of cents below my break even,
Mm-hmm.
so that's good. That's good. I always like it when the VWAP moves above my entry, but
Yeah.
doesn't mean it won't come back up to those levels. So.
There it is. And this is why we waited. We need that confirmation. We're not getting it. Like, this is not a great candle right now for POTR. We got the close above the VWAP, but we didn't get that push.
Here we
And I don't
go.
like that we're going below the VWAP here at all. So,
Come on, come on,
wow,
Nvidia.
Tesla broke down. Look at this thing. This thing is dropping like a rock here. Oklo.
Wow.
You guys mentioned Oakley. Oklo trade great today. IonQ back to the VWAP. UBT. Okay, how about Nvidia? Nvidia at the previous day close. Oh yes, Hanson. Let me look at your NVTS. How did you trade this? Oh, at the open, 1 minute ORB. That was a nice,
Come on,
nice pop
come on,
there.
Nvidia.
Yep, great job, man. On NVTS, Hazan took that out. All right, PTR is playing it. See, we don't like this, right? We didn't get our confirmation. We didn't get it what we needed. It is just now. It's really just messy. So we'll leave it alone. We'll come back to it. And this is why we wait for those confirmations. It's very, very important.
Here we go. Come on, if you're gonna drop this level, drop it.
143.68 is next. Peter, you looking for a partial there, or what's your partial at?
Uh, I'd love to get all the way down to 143.50, but if I see any strength here, if it starts moving
Mm-hmm.
back to previous day close, I'm just going to take a partial and then because this thing could, Nvidia's got a
Yeah.
lot of support, right? So
143.68
I'll
has a
leave it
lot of support off on even the
there. Yeah.
pre-market. So yeah, I'm not sure where I got that level from. I got a level there, but yeah, let's hope to get a flush down here. Um, there it
Here
is,
we go.
143.68.
43.60,
A little bit more.
60. Come on.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to take that partial just because it bounced back off of that. You called that level,
yeah,
Carlos, so I'll trust your level.
yeah, yeah. Don't trust me. Trust the data. I could be loosey
Yeah.
goosey, man.
No, look,
uh,
but it's funny because you called the number, and that's exactly where it bounced from, is the 143.68. I mean, it went
yeah,
a little bit below it, but that was
yeah,
pretty much right where it showed some resistance. So we'll see. I mean, it could
yeah.
flush. I'm hoping, but
And
trades
Peter's
trades
making
going
money
well.
before me.
So
People in chat making money before me. Like, what is going on today? You guys are doing well. Love it.
here's
Um,
back on the trade.
and you lost 10K on POTR. No,
Yikes.
I don't think you did that.
Yeah, don't do that. I hope not.
Yeah. What did you lose money on? Oust host. Oh no, Ost Ghost. There you go. I got the letters the wrong order. Um, what did you lose money on today? Yeah, listen, losing money is part of the game, right? So POTR is just wrapping itself around the VWAP. Oh, a few years ago. Oh, okay, okay. Not, yeah, because I know now you definitely much better trader. A few years ago, yeah, we all lost money. I lost lots of money. Um, lots of green. I donated to my education and experience. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
did. Wow, guys, no trades for me. Peter, your trade on Nvidia is one of the best, cleanest trades this morning. On the stuff I'm watching. Tesla was another one that was decent,
I gotta
but
admit, I got it's funny because I
yeah,
entered the trade and I thought it looks good, and then probably about 20 seconds later, Andrew said he was going long Nvidia, and I got
that'll
panicky.
give you the
Like I
chill.
got
That'll give you the
nervous right
chills.
away.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
you know.
That would definitely give you the
So
chills. You got
I'm like,
demand
oh
going the other
no,
way.
yeah, you don't want the
Oof.
master going against you. Now it turns
No,
out
no,
that it
no.
worked in my favor, so thank goodness for me. But wow, yeah, that was a moment where like, should I just get all out? I'm like, no, look,
Yeah,
the trade hasn't done anything wrong based on my rules. If it had started to move, I probably would have got out before my target had stopped, but fortunately it didn't. So,
yeah, yeah.
anyways, yeah, crazy.
Uh, wow, friends, I don't have anything. I'm looking around. Nothing I like. PTR was the best one I was looking into. Actually, it's looking pretty weak right now, heading lower. Spies battling between the previous day close, trying to stay green, trying to go lower. It is it's not a great morning. I was definitely hyped to be better than what it is right now, but a lot of my strategies didn't show up today. QBT, possible long. Yeah, it's struggling here though. Like if you look at just the back and forth, and QBT could be hard, tough to trace. So it can be here off the nine, but I don't like QBT with the pressure the SPY is kind of feeling right now a little bit. But yeah, it can be a long, but I don't trust it right now. So we'll have to wait. But it is setting like a bull flag, like on the 5 minute. You have like this bull flag setting up if it can hold, but the SPY is not helping it. So that's the problem. Um, if SPY continues to go red here, Peter, you could be in for a really good move. 143.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping.
Yeah. And I don't have nothing. I don't have anything in deck. Oklo. Yeah, friends, pretty quiet for me.
There we
No, no,
go.
no, 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 no finger on the triggers, man. Nothing.
Okay.
I really have nothing I
So
like.
we got down below my $1 mark. Gonna
Yeah.
take
You want to bring
you
that
know
trade
what?
up, Peter, so you can see it?
Yeah, hold on a sec. Put this back up on the screen for you guys.
Yeah. Since I don't got no trades going
Expand this
here.
so you can see it.
Let me hear this.
Take a
Oh yeah, nice.
just if it bounces up at all here back to 143.50, I'm going to take a partial. Otherwise, I'm going to keep waiting.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it
Keep
looks
waiting. Might as well
weak.
see if
It
I can
looks
milk it for
weak.
more.
It looks
Yeah.
so weak. What's the daily next level? I don't see anything significant to 142. That's where you have a lot of support. But it'll just be the whole dollar numbers, I guess. Now, will be being everywhere. You might
Yeah.
see a
See, I'm
little
seeing some
hesitation.
topside orders here now.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Kevin, anyone have any thoughts on Chim, CHYM IPO tomorrow? What company is that? I'm not aware of the actual company.
Let's see.
I'm looking
Upcoming
it up right now.
IPOs. We'll take a look at this. Yeah. CHYM,
Oh,
Chime
Chime. This
Financial.
is, what is this? I heard of the name before.
What is Chime Financial? This is a blah blah.
I feel like I've seen
Oh,
this logo. Is it a trading
they're
platform?
banking. It's like a bank, I guess. Yeah, it does look like it looks like a financial. Okay, I'm just taking a partial here because we got to bounce.
Yeah.
So move my stop back to break even. Now, see, now my break even is well above. Um, the VWAP, so I can move it down a couple of cents. Just
Yeah, very nice. Great trade, man. Awesome trade. Prepaid credit card. Okay, yeah, it looks like some financial IPO. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I don't know what to expect out of it. Usually, these financial tickers don't trade very well, but their IPO could be different, man. If people just get behind it for no reason, it can spike up. I mean, it could do all kinds of madness, right? Um, so, but yeah, we'll watch it
the
tomorrow.
956 million dollars is the size of this offering. So
Mm-hmm.
based on the strike price, which is about $24 to $26, they say is their target price.
Okay.
So we'll see where it goes. Yeah, but that's it's an activity for tomorrow. We do have two IPOs for today. Integrity Specialty Holdings and Voyager Technologies. They're both opening today, smaller offerings. But yeah, Chime is, or CHYM is definitely the largest of the week here. If anybody, by the way, wants to know what IPOs are coming, this is just the NASDAQ site. It's a good place to go to if you want to just see. It gives you the list of the IPOs. You can get details about it. So
Awesome.
I'm
Right.
glad
Good
I took
call,
that
Peter.
partial.
Taking, yeah, I was gonna say the
Yeah.
same thing. Good call taking that partial. Because Nvidia is reversing rather aggressive here. So it's the market dropped down back in the green. Let's see if there's any opportunities that we can take here. Tesla trying to bounce back. Yeah, yeah, I'm seeing POTR as well. A couple of these doing the VWAP cross now. POTR, but hopefully it doesn't get too far here. We'll need a pullback, and then if it does, I can jump in on POTR. Um, so let's see if it does our move. See, I like this one. We're running up against it like this. All right, let's just stop going up. Stop going up and pull back, please. Because the higher it goes, the tougher it is. But it's already there. It is. Let's get a pull back on the next candle, and then if we get our move, I'll definitely go long POTR because I think POTR wants to be strong today, but the market is having other plans. Now, if you look at the SPY, look at this here. I mean, this thing looks just like the SPY. So the problem with that, see that? The problem, I mean, almost identical, is if the SPY decides to do something different, now you're in trouble because POTR is not doing its own thing, right? So look at that. It's just the market, right? Not saying we can still. I mean, you could overlap it almost perfectly. Not saying there's still
Yeah.
not an opportunity, but if the SPY starts doing something weird that's not going in my direction, I'm not gonna go long just because a lot of it's being driven by the overall market right now. So the QBT come back up. It's up 21%. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Ah, beautiful. Was pretty nasty here. Then it eventually settled down and look at the next break. But again, I think this stock also another stock that wants to be strong, but the SPY, this is the SPY. Blame this the overall market just kind of pushing weight on stocks that want to be strong. Let me not take my eyes off POTR here because I think there's an opportunity to possibly go long on POTR off the VWAP here. So we just need a pullback. This will be my first trade. And the pullback, guys, could be on two candles. We can see two candles, three candles at a time. Same thing with the breakout. It could be multiple candles. Usually it's one. You guys seen enough of this strategy. It's usually one candle. But let's see if it holds here. It will be the key. And the SPY is continuing, so there's no reason why we cannot join this party on the way up here. Let's see. Let's see what it does. SPY is still going up. All right, this could be part of our pullback and confirmation candle. Need a couple of more seconds to see how this ends. You traded both VF rejections, our Rocket Lab and IonQ. Sweet, Nav. That's awesome to hear, man. Great job today. How many of you guys have taken a trade already? How many of you guys have taken a trade or still waiting? Ah, it's falling apart. It's falling apart. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Here's the moment of truth. It keeps having a hard time staying above the VWAP. One so far in a trade. NVTS had a loss though. Just got my first in Apple. Short. Okay. POTR from low. One trade positive. Nvidia. Okay. Good job. And zero trades yet. Amanda, I'm not going to ask you how many trades you got. Let's guess. 10. No, let's be nice. 8. 8 trades from Amanda so far this morning. Long QBT waiting. Yes, QBT. A lot of you guys did QBT. Awesome. QBTS. Good. So what? What do you Tesla? I did follow your plan. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. You gotta follow the plan, right? What's your plan? What's your trade management? As POTR just falls apart. Peter, you're on mute if you're talking. I can't hear you. Make sure that you
No,
know.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's all
Oh,
good. Just want to
wait.
make sure. It
There I
sounded
am. I'm
way too
back. I didn't
quiet.
realize
I was like,
I still had the, yeah, I was on mute and I didn't
yeah.
even, I had the camera on the chart. So I
Okay.
should have
Okay.
added maybe just below VWAP, below the previous day close here on my NVIDIA trade, but I didn't.
So there you go. Amanda traded. Jack says 17. No, Amanda's being good today. Only 11 trades so far this morning. So she might be at the average number for 9:55
It's a
a.m.
light day, is it?
Yeah. Hiding away, still waiting, Kevin. Yeah, me too, man. It's kind of getting frustrating. Well, not frustrating, but
Uh,
I will want to be on a trade, right?
Hey,
I will
it's all
want to
right,
be on
man. Don't
something.
don't don't force it.
I'm not. Let's see, INQ though. INQ, possible. Never mind. It's just
Mm.
ugly. It's just ugly.
Andrew's going long NVIDIA again. Still hanging out short on this thing.
Uh, yeah, it's not a great day for me, man. Long Amazon, good, good job. No, it was not his black screen. So what happens is when Peter switches to when he switches to his screen share, right? We're looking at his trade to his screen share. Then it's either his camera, or the screen share. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna change it. We're gonna put him on Zoom so he could do both. But we'll
Mm.
we'll fix that soon.
I did add into my NVIDIA trade. Just as I added into my NVIDIA trade again, Andrew went long.
You're
And
being spicy today, huh? You're like,
I know
you're
it
being
moved my. So
spicy.
I moved my stop. It's now still above VWAP, but it's just above VWAP. So as this thing goes up and goes green, I'm gonna get stopped out. Let me just show. I could show you guys the trade again. Hold on. I got to change the screen. Fortunately, everything overlaps here. But anyway, so there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So you can see where I added here as it was hanging out just
Yeah, you're
below the
you're
previous day close.
you're
Figured it
playing
was a
this
good
market
spot
like
to
a
add into the trade.
you're playing Nvidia like a fiddle right now, my friend. Wow. Let's
Well,
go.
let's hope. I'd like to see it get down to low of day again. That would be perfect. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's showing some support here, but we'll see. It
Yeah.
all depends on what the market does. If we look at the SPY, right? It's
It's the
it's
spy,
sitting
right?
up here above this VWAP. I need some weakness on the SPY to support my trade.
Yep.
Or the Qs probably is more direct, but the Qs are looking a little weaker. That's good. That's what I want to see, but still,
Yep.
it's all right. Well, whatever, it'll either work or it won't. I mean, obviously, I hope it does. Let's add some more to the
Yeah. Yep.
pile, but
This is why it's so important, guys, to wait for that confirmation. If you look at POTR, right, it looks so perfect. You guys called it out, looking at the same thing. Looked perfect, perfect, perfect for a possible breakout. And then it just fails pretty. Here it is, right? So beautiful breakout leading up to it. Here's our pullback happening, 2 candles, and then we don't get the confirmation. This would have been a green candle up to
well,
here at least, right? We would have went in long here. But just look at the failure, right? Because we talk about the wins a lot, but we gotta look at the failures. Like this just failed our
mhm.
pattern completely. So we don't take the trade. Don't force the trade. Don't try to be a hero and try to get in here early to have a great entry, by the VWAP. Don't be a hero. Wait for the setup. It's a reason why we wait for the setup, right? And there it is. Look at that beautiful rejection. So it's the same thing here. Same thing. We almost got something going. Didn't get the setup. You don't enter the trade. So Very important. That's what's been happening to me today when I'm not getting my setup. Same thing with the 5 minute ORB on Pure TR. Look at this beautiful. This is a beautiful 5 minute ORB opening, and I love this. The sellers coming in like this and pushing the price up. This would have went green here. I would have been long towards the high of the day, 100%. But it fails, right? The 1 minute also shows that you didn't get that confirmation push. So waiting is key. Has cost me not to take trades this morning, but so far, if I would have taken this trade, I would have been at a loss on all three of them. So it's working. It's working, following the plan.
Andrew's trading OKLO. He's long here at the all-time
Oh,
highs,
this
or
stock.
at least
Stock is good. Mm-mm-mm. What is
oh,
Remind me, Peter? You mentioned it earlier today. This is the company that's doing what for what and when?
they're the ones that making that the church-looking nuclear plants.
Yes, yes. The safety
Yeah,
building. The no
yeah,
the
that's
pretty
right.
the pretty building.
So
I can
the
probably
pretty
blow
building.
blow your
It's
whole
the
town
sort of
up.
the mini nuclear plants. So yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, that building looks fine. Let's put it next to the elementary school. Nobody's gonna care. It looks safe. It looks friendly, opposed to like these towers, these cinder block silos that you see
Mhm.
sometimes. That looks scary.
So Nvidia trade is moving against me now. It's just going green again. Not the direction I
Very
want
nice,
it to
very
go, but
nice.
we'll see what it does.
I see Andrew doing his thing on Oklo. Man, is it gonna get no, it's not gonna get hot to yet. But Andrew's taking some pretty nice parcels up here as it breaks to that 59.10. He has a level of 59. 59.10. What level is that? Where's he getting that from? 59.10. I'm gonna mark it here. Maybe a daily. Yes, it's a daily
Oh,
level.
and Andrew's long Nvidia again. It looks like he might win this time. Nvidia's looking suddenly strong. So
Oh yeah, buff the V up. What's PTR doing? Am I really gonna leave this day without a trade? That's not possible. We're gonna take something, guys. I promise. We're gonna get into something. This is not normal. Um, can Nvidia do it? But I don't just want to get in. Like I want to get in on a play, and I don't see any gut feeling trades yet. So I don't. Yeah. Uh, yeah, and yeah. Trade Canada, 100%. I gotta stay cool and not feel the FOMO. Um, and it's funny, FOMO like it's not about the money. It's about just being in something. Like you just want to be in a trade. Like I just want to be in the action. I want to be in.
it's
Um,
like watching the game from the sidelines, right? Like you just put me in,
Brian, you
coach.
being you being a starting player,
Yeah.
right? You just want to be in. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. OKLO is 61. Just hit $61. That's
Yeah, it's
amazing.
it's flying, man. It's flying. Look at Andrew's trades here.
Wow.
They are rocking. Uh, so yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oops.
You can click off that little recording window to get rid of that on your room
Yeah.
feed. That little black box. Yeah, get rid of that one.
What black box?
See that's over his chart on the room that you're sharing, the
Yeah.
the chat room.
Here. What can I get rid of? Oh, this
Yeah,
here. Yes. Yeah. Get rid of that. Yep.
yeah. There you go.
There it
That
is.
one.
I did this yesterday, and I guess it got messed up. But I'm gonna zoom in. I gotta save it. I had it more like this, so I can see what's going on. And
What's
then I'll move
going
his
on?
camera. Yeah. There it is. Oh man, Oklo is just on fire. Look at that. It's gonna go. He has a limit order at 62. Already in a 61.50. You guys were trading Oklo in chat too. So some of you guys mentioned that you guys were in that. So man, shout out to you. It wants. Look at the ask at 6190. It's a bunch of ask at 6190. They want to party. These guys have this. They want to party. Oh, beautiful thing. Excellent, excellent. All right, really nice,
Andrew got
really
filled
nice.
at 62. So
Yeah, yeah, it's just blew right there, right through that. Ambio, yes, Chris, 100%, 100%. What about DJT? I don't see. I always found this stock very difficult to trade, so I avoid looking at it. I mean, this pop comes out of nowhere. Look, you have no volume, so how would you have taken this, right? I wouldn't. You got to know something. I don't know. There's just no
yeah,
setup to taking this, so it does it all the time. I don't think it's really in play right now. So again, that's just not a ticker that gets the volume that I'm really looking at for the most part. QUBT hitting 19, eventually continuing to break out here. Nvidia trying to get above the previous day close and the VWAP. Got those two levels right on there. POTR just messy today. And yeah, today will be a day where I leave with nothing. I just don't see it. A great trade, Peter. Awesome trade. 374 people have hit that thumbs up. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. We're 375 now. We're just 25 away from our daily goal of 400. So that is pretty good. We'd love to get there. So help us out if you haven't done so already. Hit that thumbs up and help us out. All right, there it is. Andrew's going for another. Let's see if he gets filled here. His limit order, I'm assuming 62.50. Let's see if he gets filled. Stocks tend to be funny. Like they'll mess with you and not give you the 62.50, but this stock is strong. I think it wants to do that.
it does. It does look very strong. So
Yeah, there's no stopping this thing right now. It's a freight train. Uh there it is. Build. The guy from Brazil crushed it today. QUBT long pre-market, QUBT long after, QUBT short. Man, you QUBT everything. And okay, Oklo long all wins. It's a great day, man. You have the Midas touch today. That happens. You have those days where everything you touch is just turns to gold. So good for you, man. Just
it's all turned into
don't
gold.
don't 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 let it get to you. Don't let it get to your head, and come back fresh tomorrow like nothing happened. And just keep doing your thing. Because that happens to me too. Like in the past, especially, you not it's not getting cocky. It's getting like overconfident, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
you start getting laxed on your strategy. So that's all. And accept the loss. The best advice I can give you is if you're having a couple of winning days, winning trades, you are gonna have a loss. You're not Superman. You're gonna lose. Okay, accept that
Yep.
loss. Accept it small, move on. And because if you try to be a hero, I'm telling you, the market's gonna bend you backwards like they did to Batman. So don't do that. Don't do that. Accept it. Keep it simple. Keep it short. Keep it small, and move on. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. A lot of winning trades today. Tesla above the VWAP breakout. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? See Nvidia not hitting my entry. Nvidia's struggling. Had a great short, which Peter took advantage of, and right now it's just you can't tell if like it looks long and then it looks short. Like it looks, it's just kind of
Yeah.
having a hard time, and it's really like if you look at this, it's all just kind of going with the SPY right now. So if the SPY looking to break out, like it's trying to do right now, Nvidia is looking to break out. So unlike Oklo, a lot of these tickers are just kind of following the market wave right now. Oklo's doing its own thing. Its own thing. All right. Third time, POTR above the VWAP. What are we thinking, friends? Yes, no? What do you guys say in chat? James, you don't have to answer. It's okay. Everybody else, please answer. James, you can hold your
you're
thoughts.
don't,
uh,
don't don't beat up on him, man.
nah, it's just for this week. He gets a whole week of beat up, and then that's it. Next week, I can't do it no more. He's free to go, man. So he's a good guy. But this week, he's got to feel the pain a little bit. Everything's starting to go green for me. James loves Carlos. That's his answer. Love it. Yes, right? I think so too. Let's see. Uh, uh, uh,
I don't know,
Ricky
Carlos. It's
Ricardo.
setting lower highs on PLTR, so I don't know that it's
Yeah, it's not convincing. That's for sure.
no. Look, the market has largely moved sideways here. That one pull down that I was able to take advantage of on Nvidia, but otherwise it's hasn't yet set a direction. Although it is looking like maybe the SPY and the Qs want to go long, so
Yeah, we broke
maybe this
out
is
that
one here.
range, right? That range that we had
Yeah.
here at 603.90, just a little bit. We poked our toe into the water. Let's see if it actually is gonna take the plunge. But we broke that range a little bit. Um, okay, maybe some continuation coming here. All right. POTR is the only one that I see with my move. That's why I keep looking at it because it keeps coming back to the VWAP for my possible VWAP breakout. Actually, Tesla looks decent now too. So Tesla back to the VWAP. So between those two, I could have an opportunity. IonQ took off. Never gave us a wow. That took off pretty nice there. UBT heading higher. Very nice. So let's see. Let's see.
Oh, just got stopped out on Nvidia, so that's too bad. The rest of
Okay.
my trade.
Oh, you still sure? I thought you were
Sorry.
out already. You still sure? Okay.
Oh no, I was just hanging in there,
Yep.
hoping that it would drop, but no, we're seeing some strength now in the market.
Seek and pick stocks. Yeah, IBKR is legit, man. They're really good. Award-winning platform. Listen, TWS, if you want to use them, they are really good. I tried using them to save the 150 when I first started. Didn't go well, man. It was very difficult to learn. The learning curve's a little bit higher. And I just don't like the overall feel has a very old feel. That's did too, but again, that's just it's just better, man, for me. But try it, give it a shot. We got videos on how to trade TWS. Megan's done a couple of videos on YouTube. You can look up. Um, Hotkeys are not as great as DAS is, right? So that's why we use DAS. A lot of people like to that we where we trade like to use hotkeys. So yeah, give it a shot, man. But I used them as my broker. A lot of us, Andrew, we all use them as our brokers, right? IBKR, they're great. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Oklo for sure, man. Andrew just straight crushed it on Oklo. Getting a little bit toppy now. He already took a couple of partials, added, took some more partials. So yeah, awesome, awesome. There it is, the Oklo trade. So yeah, it's a long, and it's just it never looked back. Like it never even just every candle green. And then he added here partial, another one waiting to get filled on here. So let's see if it can hold the 9. But when you have such a good entry, like if you took this trade too, when you have such a good entry, you can wait to like the 20, right? If you're partial, if it's in your trade management, you don't have to jump out right away. But if it loses the 9, it's not a big deal. The 20s that you don't want to lose that. That's the problem. If you have a great entry like you did here at 58, so. Um, yeah. I'm looking at POTR for a possible play long. I think maybe now. Maybe. Let's see if we get the confirmation on this candle here. Maybe now we can guess a long on POTR. Tesla's another one that, oh no, fell apart. It fell apart, Tesla. Let's see, POTR. Maybe now. Third time is a charm. Let's see. This is the moment of truth for POTR once again. No cigar, man. This thing does it, and it's just comes. If it comes right back below the VWAP, I'm gonna stop looking at the stock for the rest of the day. It hasn't lost me any money, but it is messing with my mental bandwidth of calculations today. Like I'm spending so much time calculating and watching the price action, and nothing is happening. Yeah, no, it's just not looking good. Let's see here, maybe. It is just garbage. Um, any opinion on Warrior Platform? What's Warrior Platform? Never heard of that. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Hold on. I
Now,
know.
so
I know.
Carlos, the only
I
thing
know
I could
you're.
say is normally you're watching 5 minute charts. Now, like every burp on PLTR,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're acting like it's a
Like
newborn baby. So
I
just be
am.
careful.
I am. So, but here's our move. Here's our move. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Let's go long PLTR. Ugliest move possible. I wish we would have had a better entry. But here's the move, right? We got the breakout, you got the pullback, and we got some confirmation here. Not great confirmation, but let's see. Long on it. Let's see if we can continue and get to the high of the pre-market. You're right, Peter. I've been just over analyzing this stock,
Yeah.
but so far the over analyzing has been right. It has prevented me from losing money here. Here, actually, no, started here, here, same thing. Here looks a little bit better. We might be okay on this one. Maybe.
All
Let's
right.
see.
Maybe.
Um, Sacred Simulations. I haven't used their platform, so I can't talk about their platform. But I know this. I know those dudes they're good. They're good. They're a different style of trading. So, what I tell you is you gotta try. You gotta try it. You gotta try it. This is why we believe in our membership of coming for $19. Come in for $19. Check it out, right? Don't get stuck into because I heard horror stories, and I'm not no names, where people get stuck in like a year
Yeah.
with a membership, right? Without having the option to try it out. Try it out first. So $19 gets you in here. $39 gives you access for the whole, I think, month, right? Is it $39? No,
Yeah.
$99 for the whole month. Come in, check it out, and see and see what it's all about. But before you commit to anything, test drive, and then see what's best for you. Right? We're never gonna say this. We're better. This person's better. We don't do that. It all depends. All depends on what you're trying to accomplish. So come test drive us, and then see where it goes from there. Yeah, $99 for 1 month gets you everything, everything. So can't beat that. You cannot beat that. And trust me. Don't ask me. I'm biased, right? Ask the people that are here in chat with you. They'll tell you. Ask the people also when you come in, ask people in our members tab. They'll tell you. They'll let you know. All right. So POTR did push higher. I'm trying to get to the high of the day. Oh, guys, vote on that. So Andrew just threw this in. Here it is. Did you trade Oklo to break up for the break of all time high here? To break all time high, yes. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't, unfortunately. Oh, let's see what we got. See the numbers. Keep them coming, friends. Let's see how we did. And don't lie. Be honest. Don't make me feel bad because I didn't trade it. If you didn't trade it, say no so you could make me feel better. I don't want to see like 80% of people traded it. I'm not gonna be happy about that. I feel left out. The FOMO is gonna be real. So let's 41 votes. All right, we can get more. Let's get some more. Free oil and filter replacement for what?
Oh, close. Look at that. 63.50 now.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
it's wild. It's wild. Is Andrew he's still in there, right? Did he add?
Uh, I don't know.
Okay. We'll
It
check.
doesn't have it up on the screen, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. 76 did not trade it. You know why you guys didn't trade it? Because you guys are not in the chat room with Andrew. So get in there. Because I can't hear him. So that's why you did not trade. Because you're not in the chat room with Andrew. So get in the chat room so you could trade this type of stuff, man. It's awesome. All right. We keep the boats coming in. That's good. And I'm going to. He's still in Oklo. Beautiful. POTR is taking off. Yeah, I'm happy with POTR. It's taking off here. Only 50 cents right now. I want high of the pre-market. This will probably be my last trade. I'm sorry, high of the day. This will probably be my last trade, given the way
Your
this
last
market's
trade,
been for the day. For the day,
isn't it your first trade?
this it will be my first and last. Yeah, this will be my last trade.
First and last.
Like I'm
There
not
you
gonna.
go.
Yeah, I'm not. It's 10:20. This is the latest I ever taken a
Yeah.
trade. So usually by now I'm just managing a trade, just kind of easing off and then
Mm.
being done for the day. But my first trade was at 10:20. So all right, so 81% of people did not trade Oklo, but 20% did. 19% did. Cool.
Did you
Now,
post that the results of that survey? No.
it's on YouTube. I don't know how to post on YouTube, but if you click on YouTube, you can see it.
Yeah.
And the chat. Yeah, click on the top, and you can see the results.
Oh, I see. Oh, there it is. There it is. 81%. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Ben, so I have a screen
Well,
set up where I watched all six of them. The problem is then I'll take that screen and then I'll put like Andrew in the chat room and then I'll have VMix over here. So sometimes it gets overlap with other stuff that I need to look at, and I just end up switching here. I need to get another monitor. I need to get another monitor, so I can have everything up at the same time. But I like having my three monitors set up. I don't want to add any more, but I do need another monitor to just uh get everything up so I don't have to switch, because switching is not hard, it's just not convenient.
I don't think for active trading, I don't think I could go down to less than my 6 screens comfortably.
That is wild, Peter.
You know, I
That
got
is
used to it.
wild.
I
Yeah.
Well, it's because I got used to it.
Yeah, that's
So
true. That's true.
Nvidia. So stop me out. It's all right. I got a good trade before that, so we did some decent, good open trade for me. Prime time it still hasn't started yet. So
Mm. That's true. You're not. This is extra side money for you when it comes to trading. This is not even your bread and butter. So yeah, it's good for you, man. Good, good, good. So I use three monitors. But again, you don't need that many monitors, right? If it's my main screen here, which you're looking at, PTR is taking off nicely here, good. And then my second monitor here is gonna be the watch list. But then usually instead of the watch list, I'll put the chat rooms, and that's because I could see Andrew, so I could see this screen here. I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Where's my monitors? I'm not gonna do it this way. I can show you here. This is my second monitor I'm looking at, the chat room and Andrew, right? So here normally I will have my six tickers, but instead I just look at and then I use his screen to look at the spy. So look at the spy. I don't got the spy up. I use his monitor to look at the spy and the cues. So I'm saving some screen there as well. Yeah, we'll get a monitor, guys. We'll get one. It's not an issue. It's just me not going to Amazon and just ordering, or Best Buy and picking it up. That's all. Not an issue. Bearable is from Vancouver, and the subscriptions in Canadian or US money? US. Everything is US. We are a Canadian company, but we make our business in US, right? Because the stock market. Oh Let's go. PLTR will parse it right here at high of the day. Very nice. Made us wait. Made us wait, but it's paying off. Besson is speaking. I like that guy. He's funny to listen to. How do you determine your TP? What's your TP? Tipping point? What is TP? This will be a good trade, man. We're already at 2 hours here, so if it keeps going, this will be a nice trade. Because my stop is, if you guys know, my stop is not gonna be like here. My stop is usually right below the VWAP, so it takes a while to get to your 1 and 2 hours when you have it like that. Yeah, what does TP stands for? Taking profit. Some people are saying total profit, toilet paper, asset tipping point. What does TP stands for? I think taking profit might win a third party. Good one.
Third party, yeah. Toilet paper is usually what I used to.
Toilet
It's
paper,
TP, man.
yes.
Got to
Yep.
have it when you go camping. Don't forget the TP.
Don't forget the TP. Yep. Tom Perry. Okay. At Surf Bar, I don't track my wins by R's. Because I risk different amounts per trade sometimes. So it's hard to track by R's, right? So I'm saying 2 R's here just because of visual, but I'm not really tracking it by R's. But I'll have to, calculate the entire month. I don't really know how many R's. And like I know some people, I made 30 R's, which is not crazy number. I made 30 R's this month, which seems like a reasonable number. Um, they know that number right away because they're calculating it every day, so it's easy to just have that number handy. But I'm sure I can figure it out. I can go back and see, how much the profits are, and then see how much I averagely risk, and then that's the R's. I'm gonna take another partial here, guys, on POTR. We are moving swiftly to that 137. Let's hope we get there. Um, and part of that's because of my partialing. I don't partial at R's. If you notice the way I'm partialing how the price action is moving. Some people, R's are their partialing mechanism, which is not, again, nothing wrong. There's so many different ways to trade this market. This is why we recommend, comes to boot camp, build a trade book with us. We'll show you how to get it all set up nicely, all the different ways of trade management, the different ways of trading. We'll fine tune what you're doing. Even if you're a trader now and you need help, we'll fine tune what you're doing. And by the 13 weeks, trust me, you're gonna come out better than what you came in. There's no question. Oh, it's Andrew? Ah, he sent it to the wrong account. Oh man, that's not good. I think Andrew was supposed to send me this year. This $12,000. I think he sent it to the wrong person. I gotta give him my correct information. I'll send it to him later. I'll send it to him later. What are these scams that we're seeing? Or is this real? What is Oh, this is a request. This is a request that he's getting, and then ask him to pay. That's interesting. I haven't been hit with that before. But that's what it looks like. Or is this a payout? I'm not sure what this is. I can't hear what Andrew's saying, so I'm not sure what it is. All right, let's I'm gonna take another partial up here, friends. So another one on a PLTR. So right over here, another partial. Oh, there we go. We're just climbing really nicely here. TP target price, target practice. Good. Thanks, honey. Yeah, it was worth the wait, man. I'm so glad I waited. But I was ready to like just go to the day without much on here, right? So, but this one paid off pretty nice, pretty nice. Ambio, 100%. Well, not 100%, because not this is very difficult to do. But yeah, we can teach you how to make a profit. And Andrew will tell you this: the hardest thing is teaching people how to keep it, how to keep their profits. We'll teach you a strategy that works more often than not. We'll teach you trade management. We'll teach you what to look for, and you'll do well. The problem is uh, keeping the money you make and staying disciplined, because that we can give you advice, but we can't teach that. It's got to come from you, right? It's got to come from your individual self, saying being disciplined. Say, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do this. Um, I made those mistakes as well. You read books and like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna do that. Why would I blow up an account and lose, $10,000 on one trade? It doesn't make any sense doing the same thing over and over again. Well, guess what? I lost $17,000 on one trade, right? So it can happen to you if you're not careful. And it's just that discipline, right? People have this thing of like, oh, that's never gonna happen to me, or that's never gonna happen here, right? People have that, and you can't live like that. Like, I'll give you an example: school shootings, right? I know this could get a little sensitive, but school shootings that will never happen in New York. Like, try to go into a New York high school and try to get in. I used to go to a very bad high school, Park West. You cannot get in with that thing unless you were SWAT. You're not breaking that door down. You're not getting in. So why would a school not have a door that you just cannot get in unless somebody allows you in, right? You identify yourself. That wouldn't happen in New York. And you have these schools, oh, these small towns, it's never going to happen here. What do you mean it's never going to happen here? You don't know that, So we have this mentality like it's never going to happen to me, or it's never going to happen in this good town. That's not true. That's not true. It can happen. Likelihood are very slim, but it can happen. It can happen. But I always think about that. Like, how did they get in? First thing is, how did they get into a school? In New York, you can't do that. You go to New York schools, you're just not getting in. There's no way. And the window is like this small on the door. It's not like you could break the window and open it. It's this small. You can't even fit your hand. You just could see just kind of who it is, right? So, you know, it could happen to you. It can happen to you. Trust me. So be careful.
Wow. All right. NVIDIA is finally going higher here. Looks like it's,
Black
well,
Swan.
it's got a
Yes,
little ways
yes,
to go
yes.
before setting a high of day. And Carlos, I'm glad you got the move you were waiting for. So good patience, right? You waited
Yeah,
until the
yeah.
signal really set up, and yeah, it's good. Excellent, excellent management.
Nick, I don't know if Nikki's on here, but Nikki sent me a great email. She was asking if she just found out that we are doing the live. She's been a member for a while, so she just found out we're doing the live on YouTube. And
Mm.
she was saying how grateful she was, and we appreciate that. And she was asking, is this permanent, or are you guys teasing us and going off? Like, no, it is permanent. It is permanent. The live trading is permanent. People might change, we might switch things around, but the live trading is permanent.
Yeah.
But things can change, right? Once someday I'll retire and just spend my time fishing and maintaining my lawn, and I'll be a member just like you guys, sitting down there watching the
Is
trades.
there anywhere that you can? There's nowhere you can fish near your house,
Hello,
though, is there?
guys. How is everybody doing?
Oh,
Good. How are
Andrew.
you? I got
I
banned from
am
Andrew.
good,
Well done.
sir. I am good. I am good.
You were making me nervous today, Andrew. I went short, and then 30 seconds later, you went long in Nvidia, and it happened twice on me. So it's
Um,
we were fighting each
NVIDIA
other.
had the hope to get into 145, and I was also shared the screen on chat room. But unfortunately not. My biggest loss was TSLL. Unfortunately, today I tried to um,
Mm.
um, TSLL was the most difficult one, but the biggest win was OKLO. I killed it on OKLO.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
great
yeah.
trading.
Great trade on
Uh,
OKLO. It just kept going. It's still going. 65 now.
amazing,
Like,
Yeah,
amazing.
amazing. Yeah. PLTR has been pretty strong too. Not like OKLO, but still had a nice run up from 10 o'clock.
So in
well,
OKLO, what
Morning.
we had was Jared called it our profit of profit, Le San Jared. He called it that it's going to go to 65. So that's why I hold most of my position through 65. And he looked at there's option chain activity. There's a lot of open interest what at 65. So he posted this one like 45 minutes ago. A lot of our traders actually took OKLO before, but I was trading this freaking TSLL, unfortunately, and eventually, yeah, it was just I had some bad losses on it eventually, but OKLO was the best trade that I did, and it's continued going up 66, I think. So yeah, situation is really good in my account right now. Very profitable. NVIDIA wanted to get 145 at the open. It didn't. I got stopped out. Eventually came back up again, and I got out of it. But I think it's gonna slowly walk up to 145. So we had a really good trading day. Really, really good trading day at the market.
Yeah,
Yeah, good,
yeah,
good job. I know that Carlos is still long PLTR, so he's riding that move higher. So good for him.
yeah. It's still going.
Yeah,
How was your trading day, Peter? Did you trade? I think you shorted NVIDIA at the open, yes?
that's right. I did. So just the one trade so far. Shorted Nvidia at the open, and tried to add when it was bouncing off of when it was just staying red. Was underside of yesterday's close, but as you can tell now, it's moved higher. So I'm out of that. But yeah, good. I'm happy for that. My main trading opportunities start about now. So
Did you miss
Yeah,
the rally on
you must.
Kilo?
Yeah, you must
yeah,
have taken the
I didn't
same.
trade OKLO at all.
You must have. You must have taken the same trade did, Peter, because I shorted Nvidia through PDC and then all the way down to this S3, which is 143, and that's exactly where it bounced, almost
Yep.
to the penny.
Yeah. Yes, it did. Yes.
143.02
Oh,
was the low.
well, there you go, Brian. Great minds and broken clocks. We sometimes
Exactly.
agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put some orders, 200 shares to sell at OKLO at 66. See if get something. Yeah, this is some serious buying happening right now in OKLO.
Yeah, there's some serious options squeezing going on right here too. I think it's definitely a bit of a gamma squeeze probably going on here.
Guys, we had one of the really best traders on YouTube. Guys, mentioned that Matthew, trader Troy. He in the funded account he made $11,295 in 3 months. Really amazing trading. Very nice equity curve. I'm gonna actually send it through a newsletter. So he sent me the invoice. That's amazing. So congratulations. I highly recommend, guys, everybody who wants to trade live, just before you actually trade live, go through this funded account and test yourself and you know see if you can do it through the funded accounts before you actually start trading live. Um, that is very, very important in my opinion.
Yeah. Nvidia kind of stalled out there right at R3. Back down to the VWAP. AMD's been struggling today.
All right, so
Well, we've kind of seems like we've kind of run out of steam at the moment. We had that pullback the first 15, 20 minutes on the markets, and the buying brigade came in, took us back up. PLTR still like there you go. Here comes 138. There's still some orders there, 139, 140. There's some big orders of 140, quarter million shares.
Hmm. All right, guys, make sure to like the video for laptop or
Yeah.
for membership also as well. Lenny, what did you trade? Microsoft long. That's nice.
Oh, Microsoft had a good run. That must be all-time high for Microsoft.
Microsoft,
It's been making
475.
all-time highs here for
Yeah, it is all time.
yeah, it is an all-time high by the looks of it.
I think the problem with the market was Elon Musk in the White House. As soon as he left, the market started ripping. I think the problem was Dodge. It's a very interesting
Too much
coincidence.
Doge.
Too much Dodge. Right. So I'm still long on
Yeah,
OKLO, guys.
wow. You know, it's
66.
struggling.
Oh, I got filled
Apple
on
is really
66
struggling.
actually.
Yeah,
Mm.
Apple's really struggling here. It's red on the day.
All right. Any question, guys, before we do the draw? Yeah, so Matt, this is very interesting. You give a man a fish, feed him for a day, you give him, that's the type of thing that they say. You give him teach him how to fish and then that kind of thing. I'm actually pretty happy that people are more interested in
The
membership.
membership.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just really trading. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty valuable opportunity for sure. And then it's just a matter you have to put in the time.
To learn. Exactly. That was a great trading.
Yeah, you really you pulled yourself up out of the hole there with that OKLO.
That was a great trade on OKLO, actually. I'm very grateful for the community to tip me up on that. Uh,
Yeah, that's the power of being in trading room with the community.
yeah. 67. Do you think we're gonna get there?
You could. I mean, we keep squeezing here. Again, this has the feel of a gamma squeeze in the options. So what happens is if people are really going after this with options and the price keeps moving up, the market makers that are selling the options they have to keep buying the stock to hedge their positions. So not only do you have that buying pressure from all the uh, all the momentum traders, you've also, if they're buying options too, they're also de facto pushing the price of the stock up as well.
Wow. What an amazing money-making machine we had. Is it ready for a membership? Let's do 1 year of membership to one person who is supporting us. Make sure that you like the video. Um, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Let's go. Yes. All right, I'm gonna go put the order in 67 at OKLO, another 200 shares at OKLO. 67, we're gonna get there. Let's go, guys.
There's still orders to the upside.
Wow. Alberto Icazatti. Congratulations, Alberto Icazatti. You are receiving 1 year membership.
Nice.
All right, I have order on the
Spas math.
Okelo at 67. See if it get filled or not. Yeah, just by being a viewer. So I'm gonna do so as soon as trading terminal, we're doing some additional to trading terminal like hotkeys and some of the additional indicators and everything, and then we can actually have the funded account in trading terminal, which is a much more cheaper version because that platform is super expensive. So what we're gonna do is maybe we can actually give away funded accounts through trading terminal. Because for me, the main problem right now is DAS is pretty expensive platform. So I can't really give away. Each platform is like $500 for 3 months. But if the trading terminal is stable and you have some hotkeys and some basic indicators, then potentially we can do that over there.
When do you think those will be done?
Hopefully by the end of summer.
Nice.
Yeah, it was an amazing trading day, guys. Amazing trading day. We made shit. I haven't got filled on 67 yet. Any guys, any question in chat room or
No.
YouTube? How this trading we had? Brian, you did a really good trade on PLTR and you did short the SPY as well at the open, yes?
Yeah, well, I did a few quick scalps with SPX options, and I used the SPY options at one point.
Wow,
But
SPY is
yeah, I think still my best trade today was the Nvidia short after we rejected the VWAP and started breaking down through the previous day close, all the way down to S3. I did trade OKLO at the open, but on that initial pop,
wow,
got it
it's
through
amazing.
56, but then I didn't get back in, unfortunately.
Wow.
I did trade PLTR from 136 to 137, but it's still going. It's probably going to hit 140. This is the two meme stocks that are just going crazy today.
Wow. PLTR is amazing. Wow.
Yeah. And the stocks that aren't doing well, like it's funny, AMD, Amazon's slightly red. Apple's I think their developer conference has been a bit of a disappointment for people.
Wow. Yeah. NVIDIA. See if you can get wow. Fake trading on Uchihilo. Jeez. Can't believe it.
It could be it could be going it could be going to 70. There's some big orders there.
Yeah, Thomas, I think
Yeah,
for the funded account, so what you can do is bootcamp comes with one funded account. So what you can do is you can take another funded account if you really want to experience until September. So you would have time, June, July, August, kind of you have time for 3 months, or you can just stay in a simulator. But the funded account you start toward the mid-September. PCT comes with a funded account. Yeah, James, that's actually a very, very good advice. That's a very good question. I actually might do a recap on that. So there's a very good question right now here. It says that this is very important because um, I'm actually going to talk about it later. So one, so you can see my screen. Show my full screen, Carlos, please. So at the open, NVIDIA did this amazing, big, huge ask that we had for the breakup 145. And it was very close, for a really nice 1 minute opening range breakup. But it really never got filled at 145. And then NVIDIA continuously sold off. I was thinking of taking that. That's why I took the screenshot. I was thinking of taking that trade for opening range breakup as well. But remember, this is very important. Level 2 is just one indicator. It doesn't dictate the move. So that in that moment there was a signal, it didn't break out, the whole complete things has changed. So you can't just have half an hour later you say I saw something in level 2. These are all indicators. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You have to put everything together. So for me, trading on NVIDIA, the main key line is this VWAP. If it continues going down, then you have no business keep going long, unless the stock is super strong and then you try to catch a fallen angel or double bottom that rips back up. But when the stock is red and it's below the VWAP, even though you saw something, even the Lord himself come and say, hey, 145 is going to happen, then you shouldn't just take that trade, because the price action is the most important indicator. And when it's below the VWAP, has broken that technical level, then you have no business to be in there. And that's usually the biggest losses are coming from that. And that happens for myself as well. Like, for example, I took that trade because I saw that NVDA and I got stopped out. I did take it again with the hope that it goes to 145, and then it did chop around a little bit, but eventually I got out of it and I said to myself, what am I doing here? And I'm glad I got out of it. It did go up, never made it to 145, came down. It's just not in play. And there are some much, much better things to play. Sometimes your usual suspects like Tesla and NVIDIA are not in play. You have to go after, hot sectors like QUBT, QBTS. These quantums are hot. Or sometimes you just have to find, something like PLTR or Oklo. Oklo is, I got filled by 67 as well. So this is, Oklo is a stock and play, just massive move on it. It moved up like so far 27% in a day. So James, that was a very good question, and I'm happy that you asked, and I hope that my answer made sense to you. So no matter what indicator you're using, level 2, RSI, I don't know what it is, like whatever that you're doing, they're just an indicator. You have to put everything all together, and price action always right.
yeah, agree 100%. All these are just indicators.
All right, the book is ready, by the way. Yes, the book is ready. Even the layout is also really nice. Let me actually show you the book. Where is the book? I am thinking between the name. What should I do and the name? Let's see. See what's my
Did
go-to.
you wrote this with Creda,
Yes.
or is this your book? Your
Yeah. So the book is
is
even the
this
layout is
co-authored?
ready. Carlos, if you can go full screen. So I don't know if the name should be Trade Book, How to Build a Successful Trading Strategy, or I should have a better name. Like I was thinking of trading for a living, how to build a trading system. Um, I don't know, but it's actually very, very comprehensive. This is probably the best book that I've ever written in my life. There is some, I mean, you can see even the, it's recent President Trump tweets and everything. They're all I talk about all of those social and political stuff that is happening in there. So everything is in there. So, even all the tweets and how it impacts the market and how it impacts um, um, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of information in there. There's also, I'm putting even even how my setup look like and everything. So it's very, very comprehensive. And then at the end, in one chapter, I put like I think 6 or 7 trade book of traders from our boot camps, that how they actually build as a sample, how they build their trade books. And we selected some of the best trade books that our traders had, and then we put it into the book as a sample for the traders to how to build a trade book. So these are some of the in the past 4 or 5 years that we run things. So we have this like pivot point strategy by Oscar and everyone, just to see that. And these are just samples. We probably don't understand a lot of it because they built for themselves. So that's some of the screenshots and everything. So it would be it would be available for purchase. So I just have to do the cover design and then the title. I haven't really thought about the title yet. So
Hmm.
yeah, so it's this the trade book. So again, multi-strategy precision, ABCD2 reversals by Raymond. These are all traders that we had. So we just put the samples on it. And yeah, so I wrote it with Crede and so Crede wrote a chapter on the psychology, a mental edge. I put even my equity curve here. My account equity curve is in there. Um, um, like the what's the chapter? 259. So yeah, Crede, she wrote one chapter for us. Um, in the casino, yeah. That's good. So yeah, it's gonna be very soon. Perfect. So soon,
And
hopefully by
you'll
next end
find
of next week, I'm gonna
yeah.
finalize that, and that will be nice. All right, so we have another trader funded accounts. Yeah, Irina, congratulations to you as well. Yeah, we had a couple of traders we did. I paid over $20,000 this week, or this last few days only for funded accounts. So that's amazing.
Wow. So PLTR is finally rolling over. Maybe might do a 920 trade here.
All right, I'm gonna run a poll. Um, and another one is I want to run a poll. Which one do you think is the better title for the book? In the chat.
A day trade on mushrooms. Yeah, there's one.
Wow, trading for a living. Oh, it's getting better, huh? But it doesn't have the word trade book in there. Is that okay?
Mm.
Wow, it looks like everybody likes the other one.
The book will
How
be
do
on
I combine the
Amazon.
two? Well, how do I combine the two? Yeah, I was thinking of Tradebook should be in there, but I don't know. Tradebook is also another very general name. Yeah. Yeah, trading for a living, Alexander Elder, Dr. Elder has one, but I know there is no copyright on the titles. Day Trader Manifesto. So let me get some suggestions from the people.
Building. Wonder if it's got to have something building something.
Mix of both.
So what do you want to have? You want to have trade book in your title, right?
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like trading for a living would be nice. Dr. Elder might
Well,
sue
you
me.
should ask. You should ask ChatGPT.
I did, but it doesn't really live by your trade book, building a trading strategy. BBT, big beautiful trade. That's true. Okay, guys. So let's do this. Let's get back into character. I had a pretty good day. I had a very, very solid, profitable day. So I'm sitting at $55,000 profit. Avi is
Yeah.
gonna have his own trading in mentorship right now in the elite room, guys. And Paris is coming with Gary, two of our really good traders in the chat room. And we're gonna have yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys. And on YouTube,
Sounds
see you guys. So
good.
Thor is coming
Thanks.
to YouTube as well, guys. Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Hope everyone had a good day, and we'll catch y'all later.
On everybody. How's everyone out there doing over there in YouTube land? Let me get my screen up and running here for you, and then we'll get this thing going. Hey, how's it going? Premier, Elisa, Sully, Desh, Adam, good to see everybody. Hope everyone had a really fun time with the Andrew and Brian session. I always think it is so fun and inspirational to watch that guy. Really excited for his new resource. I'm really kind of thinking something like the peak of performance, or for BBT, I was thinking Ball Brothers Trading, maybe a good title. Jared, you're out there, back me up on this one, right? I really just think they all fit. But anyway, I appreciate everybody. Ben, that's a good one. Breaking Bad trading. I thought is what you were gonna say. But yours is better. Hey, Gandhi, welcome. Everyone, if we could just do me a quick favor here, we got to get this out of the way. Remember, we just had Andrew and Brian in here, so I know you all appreciate them. So let's go ahead and make sure we give a thumbs up for our guys, and make sure we're just kind of keeping the channel alive and fun. I will do my best to only ask you to do that every so often. And this just happens to be one of those moments. As you know, for y'all, remember, I'm going to, I'll kind of talk a lot about my trading. I had some really nice trades the past couple of days. And, so I want to talk to you a little bit about that, including the trade today I got after the news event at 8:30 on futures. As y'all know, I'm primarily a futures trader. So the platform that I'm using here is TradingView, although you can trade futures on DOS. And you can use interactive brokers with TradingView as well. So I got my trades here. And I'll show you this guy here, which was just a really lovely trade taken, and I'll talk about that. Anyone who is looking for tickers to potentially trade using my system, I will keep my log running here. So you can see here that right now we've recently had at 11 o'clock, we had Dow Jones futures and Apple have all recently alerted as having potential plays. So a good reason just to come by the channel every day and hang out from 11 to 12 is we have really nice pivot alerts that are coming through for you, as well as I'm going to keep the ES and the NQ's order books up on Bookmap for you, so you can kind of get an idea of what the market's doing. Right now, we are buying, and as you can see, we have been buying up a relatively strong order book. Now, for those of us looking at MES, any idea where we think we will probably top out today? Say, yep, maybe like right around here, right? As of right now, it doesn't look like we've got much order structure higher than 60.75 on the ES. So that's going to put us, let's go ahead and we'll go back to the watch list real quick. Notice where 60.75 is, right? See how that works? So right now we are in a bit of a squeeze, and we're trying to run back up to the upper end where we found our sellers, and that's kind of what they're working on right now. But we had a really nice drop after the inflationary data came in. I went short on NQ because it was really nice. Looked like a really nice potential move. Come on. Let me show you why I really wanted to do this if I don't minimize my screen again on you. So what happened here is this is kind of a concept of volume here. Look how big this bar is, right? Very massive move on NQ. And look, only at about 12,000 contracts, right? Let's see here. I want to make sure I didn't miss too many. Hey, thanks. Maybe I have been actually a little bit. So we had this really big move. Now, most of y'all will recognize when, if any of you are following smart money concepts, right? Maybe so when you're a YouTube person, you have to get used to talking to yourself all the time, right? Because you just gotta kind of keep it rolling. I gotta try, and I really need to get you guys on a different screen, maybe. Because I have to keep turning my head to see the chat, and I don't like that. Oh, that's Chris. Hey, what's up, dude? That's fun. How have you been, man? Thanks for coming out and hanging out with me. So you can see here. So for those of you out there in YouTube land that are following the fair value concepts, right? You can see here, right? When the news came out, we had this massive price movement, right? So this is going to create this large value area. And then so basically, if you take this concept and you split it in half, right, you'll notice that we create ourselves our fair value area that gets created here. So because we moved such a large distance on a relatively small amount of shares for the amount of distance we've moved, right, it's reasonable to think we're going to reoffer at least value and maybe even the low, right? So I went ahead and, hey, nice, Adam. Good to see you. So I went short here, right? Oh, what do we got going on? We just had a very large algo hit, market structure shift in the market. Look right here, everybody. Look, we just had a massive amount of selling hit the market. Look. So we're right back up here, right by our high again, right back in our selling range near the top of this range. And look, an algorithm just came in here and hit. Did we have news today at 11? I don't remember having. Let's see. We had inflationary earlier today, but I didn't think we had anything coming out later. That was all at 8:30. So tomorrow will be PPI and GDP. That should be interesting. I don't see any scheduled news today. So We'll have to keep an eye on the sheets, but this could just be an algo response. Any options traders in here? Oh, Lutnick is speaking on CNBC. That could be interesting. Wow, what a pop here. So trading this news, especially with these market futures, is a lot of fun. So for those of you who follow me on IG, you'll see like yesterday, right? I put up this post where we had a news event come in yesterday, and you could see here that what happened. I was actually working on a project last night, and then when the news came out, we ended up getting a really nice sell. I ended up making last night while I was doing my Bear Bull Traders presentation, I ended up making a full target. Gosh, there we go. See, look, this is a market structure shift. Did you see how quickly my attention came into the market like that? Right? Because you actually could see the algorithm trigger on, right? So this is the algorithm for the ES futures, right? This is the CME algorithm, right? So, but look how that pulled back. Now, where's it going to pull back to, right? Look, notice now Meta has an alert. All right. So we're going to start getting some alerts now because the market's starting to move around. Let's see if Meta looks like a decent setup. Oh, wow. That dipped Meta all the way back to S3. So for all of y'all who are missing your guy Pyrus, because I know this is your first week without him. I do want to make y'all aware that on the 12th, which is Thursday, 5 p.m., Paris is doing a tape reading a webinar, and it's going to be on Trading Terminal, actually. So if y'all are interested in learning a bit about Paris and about reading the tape, which Paris, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best to do it, definitely make sure you get by and check that out. We just posted a link into the YouTube a few minutes ago, or a couple of seconds ago, and it has a join here link on it. So if you'd like to participate, make sure you go in there and get yourself your spot and make sure you're ready to go. Man, Tesla looked like an R4 short today. I just hated how sloppy it was. Ooh, crude. I'm not going to take any more trades today, but I'm very happy with. I'm not sure how long it'll be. Probably a half hour to an hour. Let's see. How often would you say I should read and study my journals? Basics. So basics. A lot of the times as a trader, we are often very, very excited about getting to the trading part, right? So think about like if you go to Vegas, like what's the difference between being a poker player that just shows up at Vegas and immediately like starts throwing money at it versus the person who's been to Vegas like 20 times, understands the probabilities behind poker, how, when know when to hold them, know when to fold them, right? All that silly stuff, right? Knows all the things, knows how to count cards in blackjack. Not me, Chris. But these things, what makes that different, right? Experience, knowledge, understanding of the process, so many more things, right? So for me in the beginning, I would actually rely more on your journaling and focus less on the actual trading part itself, right? Actually learn and understand the market and what makes the market tick and move. As a day trader, you're not really an investor at all. You're what's called a speculator, right? So that's a very different kind of role, right? So as a speculator, you know, kind of think as someone who is betting on a horse race, right? You know which horse wins the most often and how often they should win, what times they should run, all of these different stats, right? And as a speculator, you're going to put your money on the best horse that has the best stats. But you understand every single time you get into it, the horse could instantly throw a hammy and fall down, right? So this is why the risk management, this is why you don't ever go all in on the horse race, right? No matter how good your lead is or how good the statistical advantage is, right? You never allow yourself to fall to the fallacy of statistics, right? You always keep that leaned off in that capacity, right? So in the beginning, really understand the market, how it works. Once it does, simulate and simulate for a long time. If you are not profitable in simulator consistently, and if you are still getting hyped and your emotions are going up and you're in simulator, don't start putting real money in the market. There's no reason, right? It's like playing online poker and like getting triggered because you're losing at online poker. And then you're going to go to Vegas and like try and enter the World Series of Poker. Like, thank you for donating an ante. Everyone thanks you. You know what I mean? The market's the same way, right? Like you shouldn't come into the market until you're super ready. This is where some of these other things now, like Andrew's offering the funded accounts through Bear Bull Traders, right? So that you can actually practice equity trading. You can do it with a little skin in the game, right? You are putting in money, but you're not actually exposing yourself to the market. And if you get some gains out of it, it's not even technically investment gains, right? So you can actually just kind of make a little bit extra money and use that towards maybe funding your own account, right? So, but and gaining the freedom that gains access to. We're constantly running some sweet deals in the funded thing. If you ever want a really good deal, you can always throw me an email. I might get the best pricing. But anyway, so just kind of keep that in mind, right? As you're kind of going through this whole process, right? So for me, I think for everyone that I'm working with personally, I would recommend 1 trade to 2 trades a day max when you're learning, right? I have an analogy here that I like to use with my mentees and the people that I'm working with is that trading is more like golf. If you're trying to look at a performance equivalent than any other sport, right? So like football, soccer, all of these, you want to score as many points as you possibly can. And in the concept of trading, it's really more like golf. You want to get as close to the hole as possible with the least amount of strokes, right? So the idea here is to only interact with the market as infrequently as possible, right? And to go for the target that you're going for, or at least get as close to your target as you possibly can, right? Where a lot of people are going to really suffer in trading is by a couple of concepts like position dilution, right? Which is overly partialing your position. So unless you're carrying a massive bank account, very hard to make money if you're partialing a lot, right? So you have to be careful with that. And the other one is not running a high enough hit rate to overcome. There are a very few individuals. One of them is in this room right now, Chris MC, runs an insanely high hit rate, and is very, very good at timing. So he goes for not as big of a move. I know this because I know him personally, but and he makes really good money doing what he does consistently. But I'm going to put him, I think, of all the people I work with, I think his talent level for reading that kind of price action is probably a little bit higher than most of us. I know I can't make the money the way he does. The dude's a baller. But like I don't have the talent level for reading price action. And that's one of the things we'll be really honest about here during our sessions, right? Is although I'm very good at performance and regulating my interaction with the market, I'm no Paris, right? Hit his tape reading course, right? I'm no Andrew, I'm no Brian, right? I'm a different direction, right? The reason why I don't take profit or any of those things is because when I take profit or I do those things, I end up just knocking myself out of positions and I statistically never make money. So for me, it's easier just for me to sit in a position and hold, which is like what I did on NQ, right? So look at that re-offering as they're pulling back off of that big sell. Woo! So what I would do is take 1 or 2 trades a day. After those 2 trades are done, stop for the day. Don't analyze in the moment. Don't even worry about it. At the end of the day, say around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, even 7 o'clock in the evening, whenever you have time, sit down, look at the trade and figure out what went wrong, right? Log that, journal it, done, right? Now, the next day, right? On the next day, what we're going to be looking to do, right, is we're going to do the same thing, 1 or 2 trades a day, stop for the day, done. Right now, in this instance, you're going to wait for the close and you're going to journal your trades, right? So think of this as like a Monday through Friday regimen, right? At the end of the day at 4 o'clock, you're going to journal your trades, what went wrong, right? Now you have replay data available for the previous day. So any corrections that you can make from the previous day, you should load those into replay and correct them, right? So you're basically always practicing the previous day like a day behind. And that's to build the muscle memory of just getting used to getting in and out of the position the correct way, right? So, and you're always going to kind of do that on Fridays, right? You'll do your analysis, replay, and then on Saturdays, wake up in the morning, do your Friday replay, and then do an entire trade review of your entire day. So it's only 1 day a week where I really want you to actually sit down and do a performance review across the entire week. But every single day, you should sit down, analyze what you did that day, notate it, and then, if possible, practice what you did the day before. But on Saturday, do Fridays, right? And then there's no trading on Saturday, and that makes sure on Sundays, and this is another, I like that, Pig Wrestler, a lot, right? On Sundays, more importantly than anything, do not trade or think about trading all the way, unless you're a futures trader. You are allowed to look at it at 6 p.m. But otherwise, make sure you're taking at least 1 day a week, if not 2 days a week, and not thinking about trading, right? One of the things, burnout for most of us is going to be the reason you're not going to make it. Most people that I work with, and keep this in mind, most of the traders that I work with actually don't go out of trading because they inevitably just lose all their money. They actually don't realize how long you get stuck in the stagnation period of trading, right? Like normally in trading, you have like a big up or a big down, right? But big downs are exciting. So are big ups, right? You know, it's kind of like being in a fight and you get punched. You want to get back in the fight, right? So, or you make money, you want to keep fighting, right? You win the fight, you want to keep fighting. You get punched, you want to keep fighting. But what happens when your opponent just stands there and stares at you? After a while, you just kind of get like bored, right? And I think that's actually where most retail traders are going to wash out. I actually don't think, as long as you're using risk management in a good way, you're probably not going to just blow up your account. You'll probably just kind of bleed it maybe a little bit. But for the most part, you're gonna burn out probably like a few months before you actually are gonna hit it. The stagnation period is real. You know, and it can be very arduous. I know traders that have stagnated for 6 months to a year. I know traders that have stagnated for 4 years. You know what I mean? But it just depends on, it's not even really a talent or it just is about the amount of time it takes your brain to wrap around how completely and normally backwards the market always is, right? It's like everything the market does is exactly what it should be doing, but exactly the opposite way at all the time. It's this very weird thing you have to get used to with reading the market. Like as soon as it looks like it's about to go strong, that's when it's going to go weak. But so you have to really kind of get used to like this really weird way they try and entice you. It's kind of like, you know, it's like fishing. You know what I mean? Just they constantly wiggling the worm, and you got to know, like when they're wiggling the worm, that means they're trying to get you. So you got to learn that weird intricacy. But for some of us, it takes a long time to kind of, we just constantly get going after the worm over and over again, constantly getting caught. You know what I mean? We just can't get there. So, but yeah. I like that. I like the daily recap. I like all of that stuff. So Ben Colts, I really think for most new traders, especially, the main place they ignore is psychology. I have said this openly for a long time. One of the realities of this is when I became a trader, nobody told me I was going to have to become a better person. You know what I mean? Like no one let me know that little effect. You know what I mean? Like trading is a performance sport, right? I think it was I was having this really cool conversation with Stephen Goldstein. Y'all would know him from the Alpha Minds podcast, right? If you don't subscribe to the Alpha Minds podcast, highly recommend it. Solid podcast. Stephen Goldstein is an amazing human being. But we were sitting there talking, and he kind of akins like the retail trader to almost being like an Olympic performance level occupation. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be on the podium, you know, the level of replication of performance that you have to be capable of is quite high. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, if you're, so this is why I'm saying, like, if you're in simulator right now and you're having trouble like keeping your emotions under control and doing those things, it's not time to go to the Olympics. You know what I mean? Because when you get out there and you start going for that podium, when the real pressure kicks in, you're going to be the worst version of yourself every single time. Right? So you have to really dial in. You know, you really have to dial into that. So, Kelly, you know, I'm not going to say I agree that it's the most important day trading indicator, but it's a very important one. I do like me some VWAP. So a couple of things. Little pro tip on VWAP. Why do I think the market is going to continue selling off? Lewis, are you looking for an entire system for trading, or are you looking to specifically understand the intricacies of volume and price analysis? So important distinction. If you are looking to understand the individual intricacies of volume and price analysis, I highly recommend Anna Cooling's book over all other books. Period. Right? Period. Right? There was no contest. Right? But now if you're looking for a complete day trading system, got my plug-in. Right. So sorry, everybody. It's going to happen again. But you know, if you're looking for an entire trading system, that one, you know what I mean? Because mine's got a where, it's got a when, and it's got a how to it, right? It actually has an entire concept of where we're looking to short, how we're looking to short, you know, why I shorted here, right? I shorted already today from the same range we're selling from right now, right? Here was mine. I got mine in already, right? This is a R4 higher range short on a wide range, right? This is bread and butter, this trade, this area right here, right? Already hit mine, hit one last night. Also hit one in the afternoon yesterday, right? So I've made enough money in 3 days to cover my whole month. You know what I mean? So like I'm good now. You know what I mean? All the rest of this month, we're on day 11 and I'm already fine. You know what I mean? So we're just going to hang out and just start enjoying some trading for the next couple of weeks together, and we'll talk anything. But Anna Cooling, most spectacular VPA out there. The big deal. So, but yeah, mine, where, when, and how, all in there, of course. Let's see. I ADHD'd for a second. Hold on, coming by. Oh, the VWAP. So one of the things that's really fun about VWAP, first thing, of all of the market makers that I have talked to on the NYSE, and I have talked to dozens of them, almost all of them have some version of a VWAP algorithm working. Right? So if you do kind of wonder why VWAP works so well, pretty good reason why, right? Most of your specialists out there, especially on some of your lighter tickers, right? They use it, right? So it works, you know, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, VWAP often confused with a moving average, and it's not, right? VWAP is the average price line weighted by volume, right? So when you're above VWAP, how VWAP moves is very important. What's something that's very interesting for my VWAP traders about VWAP right now? At the open, VWAP was here. And since we've been moving for 2 hours now, VWAP has only moved that far. What's interesting about that? I like mine to be a little bit of a repartee, a little back and forth here. If we were buying right now and we were accumulating, what would VWAP be doing more aggressively? It would be going up. Right? See how this moving average is curved up? Right? If we were buying during this time period and buying actively, VWAP would have been moving up with the price. Right? But it didn't. It stayed flat and barely moved up at all. Right? And that's because we were moving up, but we weren't moving up with an imbalance of buying. Look, more selling. Right? We're moving up against the average price, but we're doing it on an imbalance of buying. Right? So this makes it look more like a short. But for those of you looking at reversal indicators, right? So let me draw this maybe for you here. Right? So if you opened and you went like this and started to consolidate, if you're looking for a break up, like a high of day break continuation, for instance, as the consolidation is occurring, VWAP should be moving up. Right? Because this shows you that we're accumulating and that the average price paid per share is lifting, right? So, but in our instance, we popped up, and as we consolidated, our VWAP stayed flat, right? So this means we're up here and we're distributing. Now, VWAP won't go down while you're above it, right? So the fact that it's flattening means, it's pretty solid we're distributing right now. So we're now going to move back towards VWAP, and if we get under VWAP, and we start to sell down, we'll look for it to roll and start selling with, right? And if it does, that's how it's a really good indicator that we're selling. But this is why playing on VWAP is very important. You don't want to ever really short into VWAP. You don't ever want to long into VWAP. You want to let it get above it and play out, or let it get away and play back in, right? But if you've gotten far away from VWAP, especially if it's flattening out, don't go long. Wait, right? Because the average price is staying too low, right? For you to sling a trade on this thing. You want to see the average price, like for here, for instance, if we were going to bounce here and be a strong run, watching VWAP is a good way to pay attention to that, right? Because if VWAP starts arcing up towards the price, then you'll know we're starting to buy. These are my, here's my setting on it, which I wanted to make this a little thicker. I thought I had already, actually. There. My input is I'm using the high-low close divided by 3 option. And I'm using the session as my anchor period. So I'm not using any band calculations, although band calculations based on standard deviation of 1 or 2 are quite popular. Right? And I'm just using the chart's time frame. Chat's free. Thank you, sir. I'm here for you, man. I wanna try and, we got lots of, one of the reasons why I'm kind of coming out and hanging out with y'all is because it's a lot of fun. You know what I mean? And I'm really hoping to help y'all, with some of this trading stuff. I'm a simple guy. You know what I mean? I grew up in a trailer park, just kind of doing a normal thing. Someone yesterday said something about, that I'm talking about, like, I don't have the world's biggest account, and it's true. You know what I mean? When you're IT guy, I'm an only dad here. You know what I mean? So I don't have like just a ton of money here, but You know what I mean? I have built a strong account. It's certainly good enough to day trade for a living, and I've been day trading for a living for, the better part of a decade now. So, I mean, hopefully my goal here, and it's why I hope you keep coming back asking questions and talking to me, is my goal is to provide hopefully some extra resource and knowledge for y'all to get to where I am in this concept. Why? Because I came to this because my daughter was diagnosed with autism, right? Very strong nonverbal, special needs, needed lots of help, needed my attention. I had to be around, right? So I needed a new occupation that would give me the freedom, right, to be able to be at all of my daughter's stuff while still working and making money, right? So I see retail trading, especially with futures and other things like that, is access, for even if it's just an extra 100 a month, an extra 200 a month. For those of us who grew up in the rural area, this is our electric bill. You know what I mean? This is your water bill. You know what I mean? This is the groceries for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Like that. It doesn't need, your goals here do not need to be 6-figure a year, although it'll be nice when it is. But that doesn't have to be the goal. It can be as supplemental, right? You're retired. You're trading out of your 401k. Another big reason to come back over to futures, right? You're retired. You're trading off your 401k. You just want to stay nimble. You just want to have fun, right? You just want to make a little bit of money. We don't need those crazy goals, right? Let's just make a couple $100 a day and see what happens. Once we have consistency, we'll exponentially grow, right? So let's keep doing this, making sure you're subscribed, making sure you're liking and all that stuff. The big thing I need y'all's help with is helping me get more out. Right. So because I need to trend more, I need to get more, because, if I'm active, if the likes are there, if the comments are there, if the interaction is good, the numbers continue going up, they're going to keep me out here. You know what I mean? We're going to keep having fun. If those things don't happen, then, they're just going to stick me back behind the paywall. So make sure we do that. So you can, Chris, you just don't need to, because you're a baller scalper. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It fits. Stick with. Hey, yeah, I had a good one today, bros. I got short. Okay, PLTR real quick. So PLTR, first off, one of the indicators that I don't plan to. One of the indicators that really, really helps here is this lovely indicator called adaptive ATR limits. If you're on TradingView, if you have TOS, I have TOS versions of those we can get you as well. But if you're talking about adaptive in TV, you can use the adaptive ATR limits. Now, what this does is we look at a 14-day look back. We're going to look at the session high to the session low. We're going to average that, and then off of whatever the current session low is or session high, we project across the range whatever that is. So you can see here, this line up here was our ATR high on PLTR, right? So no matter where you went long today, if you would have really thought this is where we're going to go today, how easy would that make the day, right? So this was the expectation today, and we had a lovely trending breakout, right? That came out of the higher range here. We actually had an R4 reversal that set. And then we made a really nice drop. We then rallied up and came through, and then that flipped and turned into an R4 trending breakout because of the narrow range. This one's versatile, so we can play both directions on this one. And look at that beautiful run right to ATR. Doesn't get any better, folks. I mean, it's just beautiful. Also, we call, Tesla was a short call off of R4 earlier today as well. Still hasn't made it, but it acts like it wants it, right? So, but really nice on PLTR. Hopefully you got long on that guy and play this beautiful breakout here. But my expectations now, and this is kind of the tough love on PLTR, it's probably dead. You know what I mean? It's probably dead. It'll be really hard. I don't know if I would expect a really good additional trade to come out on this one. And here's kind of why. Not Hold on. Come on. Get over here. There we go. All right, so 1 month looks consistent. Let's go 3 month. All right, so it stays consistent across. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This fun website out there where you can pull some really cool statistics on just about any stock, future, Forex, whatever you want, right? Really, really great guys, right? So now when we're talking about IB, we're talking about our 60-minute high and low, right? And so when we're talking about that, we talk about when we break the high or when we break the low of that 60-minute, our corresponding price action afterwards, right? So if we break our IB high, right, versus if we break our IB low, right? So the stat we're really interested in here, right, is initial balance breakout 60-minute on PLTR, right? So if we break one side or the other, the chances that we make a solid reversal that runs the range back to the other side, very low, right? It's not that it's not possible, but you are talking about 1 out of 10 days, right? So that's a significant, if you're thinking about what are the chances it stays outside the range, being 75%, right? And what are the chances it goes back into range and actually traverses it and breaks the other side, now being 10%? You know what I mean? That's really going to change things quite a bit, right? So for me, one of the reasons I tend to lean away from that, right, is because what's likely going to happen is notice here, VWAP, see how we were curving up, but then we started to flatten out right here, right? So you could tell we were really starting to, run out of gas. And sure enough, we're selling back down towards it now. So I would be expecting us to go to VWAP. But as far as like, I missed something. Oh no. This actually maybe can have a bigger reversal than I thought it was going to. Can anyone see what level I missed? I bet Bruz sees it. No? We got monthly R3 sneaking in, right? We got monthly R3 sneaking in. That is a massive institutional spot, right? So if I was swing trading PLTR right now, this would be where I would have sold it. I would have sold it at monthly R3. Right. So this is it's a really big level. Now, statistically, we still hang out on this side, right? But this actually has more downside potential than I thought of. So shout out to my guys at Bookmap real quick. BBT just shared a little bit of a link out there for everybody. We are actually kind of worked out a situation with them right now for our members and people in here to actually get you 20% off on some of the features in there. And that's for Bookmap is actually a fairly decent amount of money. So make sure if you're interested in using a visualized heat map or DOM, might as well save some cash, right? Use that link. As you can see, we have PLTR up here and this. Any other tickers y'all want me to look at, let me know. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to squeeze up. So look at our order book, though, Percival. It may be, Chris. Look, we got 132 sitting here. Hold on, let me get on to what's going on. What's going on here? Hey, That's weird. This is out of place. I just realized this. It should be it's in the right spot. It just has the wrong price. Because the calculation is 139.50 53 rounded. So it's correct, but it's giving it the wrong price. Right here, look at that. It's got the right. So yeah, check that out, bros. Thank you, buddy. No, so I'm on a development edition of this. So what we've got coming out, everybody. First off, the gentleman in here that goes by Bruz Fox, he's the gentleman that's helping me put all this together for everybody. So please say thank you, Bruz. Everyone in YouTube Landia that's loving the free stuff. Bruz is your new favorite person. Well, second favorite person. I'm your favorite. He can be your second. So anyway, we're just working on stuff, right? So these are all stuff that we're working on. So we're on a dev version, a development. So what's going to come out pretty soon for all of you that are using DOS, that like trading during DOS, we're actually going to have a setup so that your cam structure here for your play calls and all of that stuff will actually match DOS. So if you're using IBKR, you can use IBKR in here, obviously. But if you like the DOS and you're using DOS and you want the consistency between the two, you'll actually be able to select that, right? If you're using thinkorswim, and especially thinkorswim's futures calculation method, we're going to have the ability for you to select that, and then you can have your defaults where you mess with it. And then most finally, everyone's anticipated part, Thor mode, right? So basically, anytime I make a change to my cams, you'll get an update to Thor mode, right? That way, anytime I see a nuance or something that I tweak or move, you're always going to have whatever I'm using, right? So that we're going to cement this, hopefully, I think at the end of the week, and then hopefully sometime next week, maybe. So good reason to keep coming back to the channel. So because next week, hopefully I will have the new version of these. So for now, it's just Camaria pivot plays. BruzzX, the dev ones are not public, so you won't be able to see those. But the other ones are the right ones for now. They're great. Just keep using them. So, nice, Bruz. I figured you'd find it in like 2 seconds. All right, cool. At least it's putting the flag in the right spot. Let's look at NVIDIA. Ooh. NVIDIA to me is a wow. Look at how good the cams are working on NVIDIA. Look at we called a buy S3 to R3 right here off of S3. Look at this beautiful isolated pivot that we got on NVIDIA. Look at that. You guys want an indicator for buying that looks cleaner than that? You let me know if you can find one. I mean, I literally told you every part of this trade, like when to grab it, where your stop should have been below the green, entry at the new 1-minute high. I mean, target R3, get some. It's a good one. It is a similar range. So, and then look at the waterfall, still held, bought right back up. And VWAP. That's fun. I love it when this stuff works. Y'all, I know this is kind of funny to say, but y'all don't know like how long I have been working on this stuff. Like, I mean, hold on. 2022, I published. I know I worked on the system for at least a couple of years prior to it. And then there was the couple years prior to not even using this system. So, I mean, but now to actually see it like on a screen, you know what I mean? And actually to see it from the areas getting called out. Oh, look, here comes the selling. Look, see how we went right up and hit that ask, absorbed it, and then started selling. Boom, right off the book. Let me clean this up. This should be 60, and this should be manual, like that. That's better. See how the order book has lost structure to the top side on PLTR? Like there's a big order at 138, but we're missing structure to the top side. So even though our order book's a little leaner to the downside, we're still moving down because that's the best ladder. When you're reading the order book, oh, I didn't end up trading Microsoft. No, I ended up just hitting the futures trade. I ended up getting on. Oh no. Yeah, no, I did trade Microsoft today, Benjamin. That was my loser today. I had one winner, one loser. My NQ one, and then hold on. I liked Microsoft off of R3 or under R4, and I went right at the level, and I lost that one. That's what got me stopped trading for the day. Hold on. I completely see. I moved on from it so fast right here. I got an alert on it. We pulled up and we started to sell. It looked like a really solid sell. So I hit it and immediately got a beautiful response. And then it bounced at R3, came up and stopped me. And I was like, and I'm done. I got to get back in that. Hold on, let me pull this back up. There we go. How do you trade resistance when it turns into support? So there's only one spot where that happens for me, right? So like for instance, if you're looking at NVIDIA here, right? This right here is support 3, and this is resistance 3. But this is resistance 4, right? And this is support 4, right? So the rule is long above the 4s, right? Either long above the 4, long above the 4, or short below the 4s, right? Long above the 4s, short below the 4s, right? So this creates a selling range that goes from here all the way down to here, and a buying range that goes from here all the way up this way, right? So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and buy the deepest possible discount, and we base that upon opening price, right? So like if we open here, think about like Rising Devil versus Falling Angel, right? If we open here, we're going to sweep down and try and pick up S6 for a run all the way across the range and out to S6 on the other side. Biggest plays we get, S6 to R6, right? Most of the plays we get are going to be these inside range runs from S3 to R3. HA stands for higher range. A is the S3 to R3 play. All right, excellent. All right, hold on one second. Give me 1 minute. All right, I'm back. Sorry. So when I'm back, sorry, I had to mute for just a second because I had some I had some extra audio coming in. So as we're bouncing off of here, right, we don't want to go long here, and we don't want to go short here. This creates kill zones, where the price is constantly going to go across the price like this, or constantly back across the price like this. So you don't ever want to be longing in these varied ranges like that, right? Because this creates a scenario in which you're going to constantly get squeezed and constantly cut out, right? So what you end up having an instance, like for instance, let's look at Tesla right now. All right, sounds like she's laughing now. All right, so you can see here we have R4, right? So R4 long, so I noticed a lot of people were looking at R4 at the open and they were saying Tesla looks really strong and they were thinking about playing a double bottom right around here in the BBT room today. And I was telling into the room, be very, very careful with playing longs here because we're in a selling range, right? So what do I mean by selling range, right? This is a selling range here. Why? Because we're below the 4, right? It doesn't mean it's not a long. It may well be a long, right? But because we're in a selling range, you don't want to be long, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to get stair step up, elevator down, right? Stair step up, elevator down. So you're going to get stair step up, elevator down, right? Stair step up, elevator down, right? So even if it does look long, you don't want to be long in this direction because you're in a distributionary area, right? You're constantly going to get waterfalled away over and over and over again, right? So this is one of the reasons why, even if this is where patterns really get you in trouble. Patterns are very, very important and they're very, very useful, right? But they're useful if applied in the right range, right? Double bottom here is a horrible pattern to identify and try and utilize. Why? Because you shouldn't be longing in this range, right? You should be looking for double tops. You're in a selling range. Look, it pulls back here. Here's one here, pulls back here, goes short at the loss of VWAP, right? We have 1, 2, 3 toppings. We actually practically have a downtrend now, right? We can anchor. Oh, maybe not there. Right? We actually can anchor across this trend now. Right? So we actually have a, we have ourselves a firm downtrend starting now. Right? So, oh yeah, NVIDIA, look, lovely example here, right? So think about knowing the difference in ranges. Imagine if you went long at this break right here, right? It's very powerful. It's definitely a buy. It looks like it's going to buy more, but look what happens. You run right into support, or sorry, right into resistance. Bleh. Right? And then immediately sells back down. Right? It doesn't matter what the pattern is or how this works. This is how range affects price. Right? We're moving away. So imagine buying this area right here just to have it go against you. Why? Well, it was never going to go up. Right? You were hitting the selling range. Right? So you can see here. Oh, hold on a second. Good Lord. You can see here, like if imagine this big sell coming down, it pulling back to here and you going short because you think this is a pullback before it goes down, right? If you orient yourself correctly to range, right, you won't have to worry about those things, right? You would only look for a buy here. You would only look for sells from here. And if that was the case, you would be on the right side of the price action every single time you got into a trade on this particular day. Now, does that work on every day? No, that works on range days, especially on range days, right? But it does work all the time. Do I recommend using a funded account? Absolutely. Why not? Now, do I recommend using a funded account for the rest of your life? I do not. Right? Like, I think one of the ideas when you came to do this whole thing is at some point we want this to be real supplemental income, freedom. You want to be your own boss in charge of things. And I think that should be the goal. But if you're running into funding limitations, why not? If you can't afford the World Series of Poker, why not play online poker? You know what I mean? Like, you're still going to make some money. And if the rules are the same and you know how to do it, you still can. right? But keeping in mind, you're playing online poker, right? It's not the real game. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of difference in there. There's a lot of other rules against you. There's a lot of weird little things like fundeds are very difficult to deal with. Some are easy to get paid out from, but it's the commissions are very, the tiering between you and them is not fantastic. Others give you great tiering between you and them, but you don't really make that much money when you get paid out, or it's really hard to get the payout, I mean. So it's, having the insecurity of knowing if you're going to break someone's rules or not, and then all of a sudden they're not going to pay you the money that you were expecting to get. It's not good. You know what I mean? So, but I think using them for what they provide you for now, I think is a great idea, especially if you're using it to practice and cut your teeth into the market. I think it can be a great way to desensitize yourself a bit to actual risk. But inevitably, the ultimate goal for every trader should be self-funded, to have your own, especially retail traders, to be having your own money, to have the freedom to be able to do the things you really want to do, and then just make your money in like a couple of hours a day. I mean, that's what we're all really here for. So it is noon, everybody. I really appreciate everyone and hope you all have a great rest of your trading day. Come back tomorrow. I'll see you there. Keep it green. Much love. And I'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all.